So
Are you going to do a slight recap just because I don't remember?
yeah. So I'll go ahead and start doing that now. So you guys, last time we played, the group was in Phandalin, and
I remember that.
you guys basically started the process of building a keep for the party. So you had an evaluation done of the Tressendar Manor ruins over the course of a few days, and got some numbers, and you basically paid about, I don't have the exact number in front of me, that's in my other notebook, but you guys paid between a quarter and a third of the cost. Actually, I think it was a little more than a third of the cost to get it started. Um,
And Jay, remember after me and you talked, we retroactively said that all profits for the mine would
yes.
be redirected to the.
Yeah. So Deke was out here this week on business, and he and I chatted briefly about this, and I thought this was a good idea. I mean, unless anybody has an issue with it, but I don't think anybody would care. We were just going to say that retroactively, when the party is not in Phandalin, so if you guys were out for an extended period of time, the profits that your profit share from the mine would just go towards the manor's restoration. That way, restoration would not come to a halt if you were gone and didn't have money to give.
Oh, great. Would it be wait, we've already made decisions. Never mind, keep going.
No, go ahead, man. Now's a good time while we're waiting on Josh.
Did we consider giving any of the proceeds to the local communities to earn the goodwill in an ongoing basis of the community?
That's a good question. But actually, you didn't directly, but in a way you sort of are.
Right.
Your presence
funding security.
Yeah, exactly. Your presence and rebuilding the manor and employing people in the long run is good for them. And you'll remember Sildar sent off for knights to be sent from the Lord's Alliance. So they've taken up residence and they're now doing patrols around the region. So in a way you have
brought order to the area.
Oh yeah.
So
you guys are in fantastic standing right now with those folks.
Good point.
So yeah, last session was actually a lot less battle and a lot more sort of role playing and theater of the mind sort of night. And I'm trying to think of what else. So you guys,
what does theater of the minds mean exactly?
Theater of the mind is we're not so much worried about tokens on maps and moving stuff around. We're leaving things to the imagination. It's like more like reading a book instead of playing a game. Let's see. You guys also basically we sort of went over the outstanding needs in and around Phandalin. There was about four quests, if you will, that were still available for you. And the group decided to head back to Cragmaw Castle to basically finish what you guys started when you took out the former leader. And on your way there, you guys ran into a couple of ogres in the night. You vanquished them, no big deal.
I don't remember ogres.
What's that?
I don't remember these ogres.
You were very drunk by this point. Yeah, you ran into a couple of ogres on the trail to Cragmaw. Took care of them, but as soon as the ogres were dead, the more perceptive members of the group noticed that the forest was particularly quiet, or strangely quiet. You didn't hear any of the normal sounds you would hear at night, and that sort of put the group on edge. You guys continued on your way to the castle, did a good job of sort of scouting around, and then basically when you guys decided to go in the front gates, Chris, Callan stayed behind in technically with what large cat were you, Chris? Okay. Yeah, so Chris was like in mountain lion form. He was hanging out in the woods on the edge of the castle, just sort of watching the party's back. And Callan noticed that there were some figures in the shadows in the trees making their way toward the castle slowly and deliberately. After a few rounds, he finally caught sight of one of the characters and realized definitively that it was a drow. And best he could tell, there were at least six persons moving about in the shadows. So he came back to join the rest of the group and let you guys know. Only a couple rounds later, the drow started coming out of the bushes, and that's when they started firing poisoned crossbow bolts into your back. Basically, the party was sandwiched between the goblins of Cragmaw and a drow raiding party in the woods.
I would like to point out for the record, I did say I think we should let somebody drop back behind us and see if we're being tailed.
Well, yes, you did. And Chris did sort of follow your advice as the party got to the castle. In hindsight, maybe if you guys had stopped your advance toward the castle and made a loop, it may have changed things. It's hard to say. But where we left off was Shrump had taken a poisoned crossbow bolt and failed his saving throw and had passed out.
Yay!
Callan also took a poison bolt and passed out. And the rest of the party was mid-fight. So that's where we left it. Give me 1 second here. Welcome to the theater of my mind. What are you eating, Deke?
I am eating beer brewed bratwurst.
Oh, so one of my favorites. One of my favorites. All right. So, I'm going to have to get a better way to juggle my books on game nights. It's getting to the point where I have to use several books. Well, I want to give Josh a few more minutes before we get started, because anyone who can make it, I'd like for them to be able to start off with all the information. We're making a pretty big shift in the campaign tonight. So does anyone, while we're waiting, you have a few more minutes here. Does anyone have any, thoughts or questions or things about their character or the campaign in general they just want to talk about that have been on their mind? We got a few minutes.
Why are my people such assholes?
Oh, that's a great question. So I've been reading the Dark Elf trilogy.
It's a great book.
And Matt, if you want to borrow it, I'm almost done. I'll happily give it to you. And if you read it, it's going to give you so many more insights into how to play your character. Even though you're a good drow, it'll put so much context into why people are wary of drow. Basically,
Play more in the universe of it.
yeah. So the drow are a subsect of elves in the Forgotten Realms region that long ago retreated underground. And I don't want to go into all the details, but suffice it to say they were practicing some questionable magic that other elves didn't approve of, and they were the outcasts, basically. Evil magic, if you will, necromancy and that sort of thing.
Right.
And so they retreated underground and found the presence of a goddess named Loth. Loth? Is that how you say it, Deke? Loth? Loth. Thank you. I always want to put another L in it. Loth. And so Loth is a very manipulative, deceptive, super evil being, and she basically pits the drow against each other. The drow society is built around pleasing Loth and getting into her favor, and power is basically the only way to do that. Deception and power. And so basically you've got all these different houses in a drow society that basically the more powerful the house, the more influence they have in society. And it's completely acceptable within drow society for a lesser house to basically run a sort of mercenary style campaign, sort of in the shadows and whatnot, against a larger house. And if they can destroy that house and kill all of its nobles without any evidence of it being done by them, then it's perfectly acceptable, and their house will move up within the ranks of society. If they get caught,
everybody moves up.
Well, yeah, everybody. However, if they are unsuccessful and or caught in the act, they are basically they fall completely out of Loth's favor, and they're sacrificed to her as a result. typically.
And the other thing is, Loth rewards fertility, so the Drow try to reproduce at the fastest rate they can.
Yeah. So every family is ruled by a matriarch, and the society is completely run by the females, and they're basically all they aspire to be priestesses of Loth. So it's really interesting. They're evil as hell, and they think so. Their society looks back on the surface dwellers, specifically the elves, as the evil ones. They perpetuate a myth within their society that, the surface dwellers banish them into the underworld and basically are the source of all of their woes. And it's basically they're brainwashed to believe that from birth.
Wait, who's the source of their woes?
Me.
The surface elves, yeah, like Nightbreeze
Legolas.
and Callie,
Oh.
yeah.
So what would I be doing hanging out with you guys then?
Well, so that's a good question. Your alignment as your character's alignment, you are definitely the exception to the rule. So the Dark Elf trilogy I'm reading, there's a Dark Elf in there named Drist, and he is like you, very much not okay with Drow society, and doesn't think that it's acceptable to just kill others for no reason, and things like that. So your character is a completely possible archetype. Like, a good Drow is possible. You're just way outnumbered. I mean, you're
Right.
Yeah.
So I should assume most Drow are not my
No.
people.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, most Drow are not your people.
And in fact, they probably dislike me quite a bit. Because
Oh, absolutely. So in the
Okay,
books, Drist, when he basically renounces Loth and his family, because like here's an example. When they would go to attack another house, they kill everyone, even the children, and he was not okay with that. And
Right.
so as a result, you would be viewed by all other Drow, typical Drow in Drow society, as a traitor and as a weakling, and basically a great prize to be sacrificed to Loth, because nothing would make Loth happier than a Drow who has forsaken her being sacrificed to her.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, so that one time I didn't want to kill spiders. In reality, I actually probably just loathe spiders.
I mean, yeah. Yes and no. I mean, spiders are just kind of like large spiders, the ones that are trained by like they're made to be that way. So, but in general, you don't. You're not an evil character, so you're not just killing without reason. So, yeah, if you want to borrow it, I've only got like I think 150 pages left of the trilogy.
I'd be into it. That means I'm gonna have to finish Game of Thrones.
All right, so we've given Josh a fair amount of time, so I'm going to go into my spiel before I do the where are we now and what's going on. All right, so I thought about this last night. I don't have notes written down, so I may bounce around a little bit, so bear with me here. Moving forward, the campaign's going to be a lot different. I'm taking the time to tell you this as your DM and as your friend because I want you to live. And Deke's going to laugh. And feel free to chime in here anytime you want. The beginner campaign we played, I picked because I knew most of you guys hadn't played before. And it's been, I mean, I hope you guys have had fun with it because I've had a blast. But it's also been, I've been trying to look out for you. I may have fudged the numbers once or twice so someone doesn't die. I didn't want anyone to die on their first experience with D&D. As we move into this new campaign, the threats are going to be much more substantial, and I'm not going to be fudging those numbers anymore. So you're going to want to think through your decisions a lot more now, because the consequences could be potentially much more dire. If you die, it's not a big deal. We'll make another character. You can keep playing. But I want you guys to know that the threat of death is going to be very, very real moving forward. On that note, I'm not going to be a hard ass about it, but I would ask for all of your sakes, because I think it will make the experience much more enjoyable in the long run, to try not to metagame. And what I mean by that is, if you're in a situation, let's run a scenario. Tharniel, you're separated from the group, and you have to make a decision that's potentially life or death to try to find your way back or survive. Metagaming would be basically speaking to the other players as if you all were telepathically linked and say, guys, what should I do? You know, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna be like, you can't do that, Matt. But if you try not to do that and you try to really use whatever resources your character truly has, I mean, if you guys are physically together in the game as a group, then talk, because you're right there together. But if you're not, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop cheating.
Well, I don't want to consider it cheating. It's just I think, and Deke and Chris, you guys have played before, so please, tell me I'm full of shit if I'm out of line. But I think it makes.
We're not cheating. It's just we have to play our own character going forward.
Yeah, and I think that if you don't metagame, it actually makes the experience a lot more fun in the long run, because then whatever happens to your character is truly due to your choices. And I'm going to be paying as much as I can a lot more attention to the features and traits and things that you assigned your character, and looking for those opportunities to give inspiration points. So for whatever it's worth. All right, Josh, where's he at?
Jay, did you get my updated character profile?
I did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, thank you. I hadn't had a chance to read it all the way through yet. But on that, thanks for bringing that up. So on that note, tonight's probably going to be the last night in my campaign for a while. Just because what the adventure we're getting ready to start on is huge. So I was able to prep enough for tonight. But Deeks offered to take over the twice a month thing with his campaign for a while, so I can have a break and flesh things out a bit. So just that's the other piece too. So sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. I was reading something while I was talking. So on that note, if you guys have, like Chris, we still hadn't decided the details of your past, and Matt, I think yours is still kind of foggy too. Like, I don't need that anytime soon, but if you guys do that, I'd really like to try to to customize the story as much as I can when we come back to it, to include bits of your characters. I think it'll make it more fun for you guys. All right. Any word from Josh? I'm not seeing any messages.
He was just like, okay if I'm about 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's like, I don't know if we should wait on him.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and move forward then. All right, so this is the last little bit of me speaking out of DM speak. I've just given you guys a little background as to why things are going to be the way they are tonight. So the last time we played, we were going to fully transition into this new campaign, and it got late and we had to kind of stop at an awkward time. You guys were in the middle of a battle, and rather than continue that battle, I'm fast forwarding a little bit. And it's going to make it easier for me, and I think it's going to save us time, and you guys can get more into the new pieces of the story quicker. So basically, here's what happened. Slowly but surely, so when the drow started attacking the party, those of you who were still conscious noticed that the goblins were fearful, and very much started withdrawing. Unfortunately for them, there were far more drow than you guys could see at the front gates, and they had also discovered the back door to the castle. So what ended up happening was, Deke, it doesn't matter, man. No worries. So the goblins started to retreat into the castle to get away from the drow, only to basically run into another section of their party, and they ended up getting sandwiched together with you guys, surrounded by drow on all sides. Basically, each of you ended up taking poison arrows and passing out into blackness, and it's pretty foggy from there. So over a period of indeterminable amount of time, because you were drugged and unable to make much of the moments when you did... okay, Josh is coming back. Great. I'm going to pause for just... There he is. Hey, Josh. Mr. Beardo Baggins. All right.
I had my volume like turned all the way up.
All right, Josh, I'm gonna give you the 2-minute recap. Go really fast. So I gave everybody some what I hope is helpful advice moving forward. The campaign's going to get a lot harder. That doesn't mean it's going to be less fun. It's just could be very, very, very real potential for death moving forward, and I want everybody to know that. If you die, we'll make you a new character, no big deal. But I want that fear of death to motivate your decisions, so that you guys don't hastily throw your lives away. What else did we cover? And basically, I was just getting into what happened at the end of last session coming up till now. So you guys were being chased by those drow into the castle, if you remember that? The Dark Elves?
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's what happened. The Dark Elves shot Shrump and Callan with poison-tipped darts, and they passed out unconscious. The remaining members of the party basically, tried to drag Shrump and Callan, away, get them out of the line of fire, and keep, pushing into the castle. As the drow moved in from the forest, the goblins you were fighting started retreating into the castle, only to find out that more drow had come around through that side door that you guys had gone through before. So the castle was completely surrounded. It was a drow surface raid, and drow surface raids really only serve two purposes. Plunder and enslave. That's it. You guys were all shot with poison-tipped darts. Everybody went unconscious. That was how that encounter ended. This was right before you joined. Over an indeterminable amount of time, you guys all individually drifted in and out of consciousness. It was typically when you would come out of consciousness, it was at night. You were bound. And all you can really remember seeing, because none of you could move, was the shadows of trees passing overhead as you were pulled in some sort of wagon. It's just like when I was playing last week. And so you don't know how much time has passed. And at this point, what I want you guys to do is everyone roll a d20 in the chat.
Roll. Sorry.
Okay, good deal. Okay, don't open your character sheet either, Josh.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. What's that, Chris?
Don't open your character sheet?
Correct. Don't open it yet. Okay, this is good. All right, give me a second to switch the map over.
I'm going to reconnect real quick.
Okay.
Wow, everybody rolled a 17 or better but me.
No.
No, Darniel. Well, yeah, Darniel did get an 18.
Why did it roll twice for me?
I don't know. Not
You
sure.
might have hit the wrong thing, or you might have double tapped.
I might double tap.
Okay. So, my last little friendly bit of DM advice I want to give you guys is, when this kicks off here in a minute, you guys are going to find that you're in a situation unlike anything you guys have encountered so far, and you're going to have to use your wits. All right. Josh, did you rejoin?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here's our introductory text. You've been captured by the Drow. Those of you familiar with Drow culture would not wish this fate upon anyone, and yet here you are, locked in a dark cave, the cold, heavy weight of metal tight around your throat and wrists. You're not alone. Other prisoners are trapped here with you in an underground outpost far from the light of the sun. Your captors include a cruel drow priestess who calls herself Mistress Ilvara of House Mizram. Over the past several days, you've met her several times, robed in silken garments, flanked by two male drow, one of whom has a mass of scars running along one side of his face and neck. Mistress Ilvara likes to impress her will with scourge in hand, and remind you that your life now belongs to her. Accept your fate. Learn to obey, and you may survive, she said to you. Her words echo in your memory, even as you now plot your escape. So you guys probably are all seeing blackness, right?
Yep.
All right, so Callan rolled sufficiently, and his vision is going to return. Night Breeze also gets his vision back. I get Tharniel. And Oscar. All right, let me know once you guys have located your characters.
I can't see.
Nope.
I found him.
Anybody not see them? Let's phrase
I
it.
can't find him.
I found him.
It's kind of in the
Roll way
middle.
out. That's what I did, and then you could find him.
Yeah, maybe I'm too far out.
Give everybody just a second to check in.
Yeah, I still have nothing.
Oh, here, let me make sure. Maybe I face it.
Man, there's some weird looking characters in here.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Oh, shoot.
How about? Can you see it now, Night Breeze?
Yeah, something just flashed. Let me check. Scroll around.
Who's moving Shrump?
Nope.
I don't know what's going on. My character's moving, but I can't see my character. I see like a 10 floating around.
All right, try rejoining Colin. I don't know
Okay.
why. That's weird. Let me just make sure it's all linked up with his character sheet properly.
Did I call?
Well, I'm blind anyway, so maybe that's what's going on.
Okay, so Noro, Night Breeze. Edit. Okay. It's in Night Breeze's journal. Okay, Colin's coming back. Wait, I wonder if this is the problem. Oh, hey, Colin?
Yep.
So for some reason, this will fix it. Your account used to be listed under the name Nightbreeze. Now it's Colin R. And so it was treating you as two different characters. Now, can you see it?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. So everyone except for Shrump and Olan, you guys slowly and groggily wake up, and you find yourselves in this damp, confined space. You're packed tightly with a host of other less fortunate souls who've been captured by drow raids over the last few weeks. Among them, you see a short, gray-skinned, almost dwarvish-looking character with wily white hair sticking out in all different directions. He wears a crimson, tattered robe. You also see a large, intimidating figure with bluish fur covering his body. He would tower over Shrump in size. He's quite large. He has pointed ears, fangs for teeth, and long claws on his hands.
These are all prisoners.
Yeah. You also see a blonde-haired dwarven female. She paces endlessly in the cave with you, mumbling to herself in a very frustrated tone. There's a trio of small, they look to be gnomes, but they have almost charcoal-colored skin, much like the drow have, are like dark-skinned versions of their wood elf kin. One of them has a series of large earrings in his right ear, and he is you guys get the impression that he's very observant. He's constantly watching and assessing all of his fellow prisoners. There's also a large muscled orc in the corner, and he appears to be gruffly huffing to himself and also mumbling under his breath. Near you, Thorniel, there's another drow present. But something immediately strikes you that there might not be something quite right about him. He seems to be, well, I'll just say somewhat disturbed. He rocks back and forth, holding his knees to his chest, and seems to be talking to someone who's not there. Probably the most interesting character amongst your fellow prisoners is a large, purplish-skinned, fish-like creature. He looks to be quite overweight, and is calmly and peacefully sitting in the middle of the room with his legs crossed in front of him. Next to him is a squattish. You almost think it to be a rock at first, until it moves slightly over towards the character I mentioned before. It has no perceivable face. It looks to just be like a smallish, about 2 foot high toadstool. But instead of a base, it has 2 squattish feet. And then, sorry, the one thing I skipped was I talked about a trio of characters. The guy with the hooped earrings, he has two other gnomes next to him, deep gnomes. They are much, much younger. They look to be, as far as you can tell, children, and possibly siblings. A few of them happen to notice that you're coming out of your out of your poison-induced coma, but only one of them moves to introduce himself, and that would be the very first character that I mentioned, the gray-skinned, dwarvish-looking character with the wily hair.
Are they tied up as well? Are they chained up, or are they freely moving?
Everybody is wearing a neck collar, and that collar is chained to, at some point in the room, people can move about somewhat, but they only have about a 10-foot radius they can move. Okay. Everyone is also manacled, and the manacles about your wrists are, they have a chain between them, and that chain is connected to a chain around your belt as well.
Can we open our character sheets yet?
Before you do, let me tell you one thing. All of you have been stripped of all of your possessions. The only things you have on you right now are ragged commoner's clothes. That's it. Now you can open your character sheets. Now you're going to notice I put in some temporary hit points. The drow poison, even though you've regained consciousness, is still pumping through your veins. And as a result, you are not in prime condition. You are all operating at your level 1 hit point level and are at disadvantage for all actions at the current point in time.
So does the dwarf have... I think he has resistance to poison, doesn't he?
He does. He does. But you still succumb to it. You're resistant, but not immune.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so the first character, the squattish, gray-skinned, wily-haired, dwarf-like male, he scurries over. I'm trying to find him. Oh, there he is. He scurries over to you, Tharniel. He says, "Oh, they've captured another dark elf, I see. I'm Bupido. How are you feeling, my friend?"
I'm feeling a little groggy, and it's hard to talk with this thing around my throat.
You must have done something quite terrible to be here, much like Sereth. And Sereth is the drow immediately next to him, and he snarls at Bupido and says, "Mind your own business."
What did Sereth do to earn his way in here?
Bupido leans in, puts a hand in front of his face, and says, "He's a murderer. Killed one of his own kind, and was caught doing it. Unfortunately for a drow, that means death. He's sure to be sacrificed to Loth when we get to Minzabrinzen."
Who's he talking to?
He's just talking to you guys in general. Yeah.
No. Who's the drow talking to?
no one that you can. Oh, you're asking Bupido this?
Yeah.
He says, I'm not quite sure. There's something not right about that, Drow. But you know, madness does run within the caverns of the Underdark. It's quite common, so who could say? You guys also notice that on the northern end of the cavern, there is a familiar hobgoblin chained up next to the water trough, and it's none other than Targor Bloodsword, the hobgoblin that you all basically made the deal with, and who ascended to lead the Cragmaw goblins. So he has also been captured.
Okay.
All right, Deke, go ahead and roll a d20 again. All right, cool. I'll give you vision.
And Jay, I just messaged you.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm not seeing it. Did you message me in here or on Facebook?
Wait, how do I do a direct message again?
/W and then name.
Did that go through?
No, I'm not getting it.
It keeps going to JD.
Yeah, send it to Jay. I have an alternate account which is in the campaign for testing purposes, and that's my other one. I'm not signed in as JD.
Can I do it as GM?
Maybe. Let me see.
It's not giving me 2 different J options.
Oh yeah, try that.
Did that one go through?
Yep, I got that one. He turns to you, somewhat cooler and friendlier than to how he answered Bupido. He says, "It's
In Undercommon?
Yeah, he's going to say this in Undercommon, so I'll send you the message. Okay, so you all see Sereth, the other drow. He turns and says something to Tharniel in a language that you all don't understand. Unless I don't think anyone else speaks Undercommon, but correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, some people are typing. All right, Deke, I can tell you that he's from the Ice Shield tribe. You can tell from the markings and the decorations in his braided hair.
So, if we're stripped of our stuff, can we still do spells?
Can try.
Hey Jay, what are the Ice Shield clan like?
Ruthless, dwindling in numbers. They've been at war with the dwarves for probably some odd 60 years now, and the constant raids have diminished the size of their tribe significantly. As a result, they've sort of dug in their heels and become, exceptionally violent, even for orcs.
Is he looking at our dwarf companions in any menacing way?
He's seething, actually. He's in the corner of the room, and you can tell that he's spending most of his time glaring at the dwarven female. But the addition of 2 more dwarves into the cell with him is making him extremely uncomfortable and angry.
Okay, I'm gonna move in front of him.
Okay. And he's here, just so you know.
Oh, sorry. Okay, and I'm gonna say in orc to him, I'm like, they are beyond your capability of beating, brother. Do not be wasteful in your attack. Strike when the time is right.
he turns to you, says, and he very gruffly, "Don't think I can't recognize a half-breed. I'm not taking advice from you."
I just stare him down.
He's sizing you up, and you do get the impression that you're probably the first person that's had the gall to speak to him directly. And so he's not backing down, but you've definitely given him pause.
Okay.
So the way this social interaction piece is going to work, guys,
Mm-hmm.
you guys are free to talk to whoever you want. I mean, you guys are running the show right now. There's literally nothing for me to do at this moment.
So in my, just quick question, in my character sheet, I have a 0 of 3 divine senses. Is that because we have poison in us and we're tired?
Yeah, they were spent.
Okay.
You could still try your spells. You have spells. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
So, Bupido is, while you guys are thinking and doing things amongst yourself, you notice quite quickly that he is the most gregarious of your fellow prisoners. He has, no shyness about him, and eagerly moves between all of you, introducing himself, extending a hand. He's quite friendly, and asking your names and where you come from and how you were captured. He's very interested in your story. At some point, one of the deep gnomes saunters over behind him and says, "Yeah, keep your distance from the Duragar. He's not to be trusted. He's not who he seems." So that would be this guy. He introduces himself as Jimjar. And he strikes you as exceptionally arrogant for someone of his stature.
Gnomes speak Undercommon.
Correct. And actually, let me check one thing about Jimjar. Let's see. You'll notice, interestingly enough, though, that Jimjar speaks to you in fluent Common.
Good.
Oh. It seems like a good idea to talk to this other dwarf, since she's the only other dwarf in here. I'm just not sure what to say. Go ahead, Matt. I'll try to think of something.
I go over to the gnome Jimjar and in Undercommon with a slightly noble, snooty tone, ask what brings filthy gnomes to a place like this.
He very calmly, and again, reeking of arrogance, he turns to you with his chin in the air, looks you up and down. He says, "Well, even the best among us occasionally overextends ourselves and takes one too many risks. Apparently, I made a wager that I couldn't pay, and here we are. But I'll find my way out of this. It's not the first time the drow have taken me prisoner."
Tell me about the last time you captured. How'd you get out?
Well, most drow are overly assured in their skills and basically overconfident, and you just have to wait for the right moment. They always make a mistake eventually.
I assume I recognize this guy right here as a kobold.
No, you guys can all roll a insight to see if you know who and what he is. You could also try speaking to him. You're not sure.
Which one was
Tharniel's
that?
not sure. Actually, you know what? Tharniel would know.
Does everybody have to roll a disadvantage?
Everybody should have disadvantage on.
Okay, I got mine on.
About which one being a kobold?
This guy right here.
Ooh, nice, Oscar.
Okay, Oscar knows. Tharniel would know anyway, so I don't have to roll for him. You're not sure, Shrump.
Would how does Starniel know already?
It'll make sense when I tell what he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, there's a specific reason. Drow have a very unique relationship with this race.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking of him being a wood elf, and now Colin's a wood elf. Never mind. Forget it.
Yeah, just a second, Matt, and I will. I'm just trying to get the page up here in my book so I can give you guys the proper description.
And my disadvantage is on, by the way, but my sheet's being really slow to load on stuff. Just
Okay. You may want to try rejoining, man. See if that clears it up. 256. Okay, so Colin's helping the kids go to bed. I probably need to help with that in a minute, but I'll be really quick about it. All right. Here we go. Challenge. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna basically share information. It's too hard to type all this stuff, so I'll just share information. If you guys know it, you know it. If you don't, I'll just, we'll try to avoid metagaming and you using it against or in your favor. So basically, there is a very large hulking quaggoth standing at the gates. He has his large clawed hands are holding on to the bars, and he is speaking through the bars in fluent Elvish, which Tharniel strikes you as the weirdest thing you've ever seen. Quaggoths are chaotic neutral, generally speaking, and they speak Undercommon. They should not have any idea how to speak Elvish. They're not very intelligent. And so this is an immediate what the fuck for you. And he's basically speaking calmly through the gates to two drow guards, which are stationed outside. And you hear him say, "There has been a mistake. I am not supposed to be here. I am not who you think I am. Let me out of here." So Chris, Colin, Tharniel, you guys, all three of you would be able to understand what he's saying. Oscar, Shrump, I don't think, Shrump, you don't speak Elvish, right?
No.
Okay, you two aren't sure. But he's not speaking in a threatening manner. He's actually quite poised.
Since he seems poised, I introduce myself to this lady dwarf. Let's see. I would say, "Hey, I'm Oscar. I'm a hill dwarf. How did you get captured? What's going on here?"
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
She says, lad, it's good to see other dwarves here. My name is Eldith Feldrum. I am from Gontelgrim, and I was captured when I got separated from my scouting party. She said, I've been here for 2 weeks, and I'm itching to get out.
What were you scouting out for?
Well, the ancient city of Gontelgrim was lost for centuries before being rediscovered by my people. Unfortunately, there are many evil things still living within its walls. So when we took back several of the chambers, scouting teams were sent out to secure the perimeter surrounding the city. And I was captured by this drow raiding party. I take no responsibility for how shitty my accents are, so deal with it. I'm going to get better at it as we go.
At least you're trying. Right?
I don't understand what you're saying. My guy to me, it sounds like
That's all you hear. You're like, wow, that beardless male dwarf is really grumpy. So she, at this point, Oscar, you having struck up a conversation with her, she is eager to tell you all about the fact that her people have retaken Gauntlgrim. I mean, this is a huge thing. You're familiar with the name. It is a
Okay.
mythical, ancient dwarven city that was lost like centuries ago, and no one had a clue where it was. And so this is news to you that it had been rediscovered, and you're quite interested to hear everything she's willing to tell you.
Cool. I'm sorry, I'm bad at this. I'm not sure what to say.
Hey, no worries, man. I just
Well,
realized my music
You
stopped.
get us killed, so don't worry.
One wrong move and we're all dead.
Yeah, so no pressure.
Yeah, I don't know why the music stopped. That's weird.
I can hear the music.
Oh,
Yeah, I hear it too.
it just stopped for me. Okay, let me try this again.
Oh, now it stopped.
Yeah, now it's up.
It's on.
It's me. I'll rejoin.
He's rejoining.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm back. Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry for a second there. I thought I wasn't recognizing. So I've got a question. Can I tell that my shapeshifting ability is still available?
You can try.
No.
You can try.
So, we've been in here for several days, correct?
Yeah. Basically, you guys deduce from the conversations that you've had thus far that the five of you, or the six counting Olan, have probably been unconscious on the floor here for a few days. Yeah. So it's been at least a few weeks since you were captured. You've been here for at least a few days. Oh, I'm sorry, 10 days. It was 10 days.
And so wait, have we been conscious those 10 days?
They all tell you that you guys had been drifting in and out of consciousness. Basically, when you guys would sort of come to, they would come and give you scraps of food, and then you kept passing back out. So you have no memory of it.
Okay. So you may have mentioned this before, but can we see, like, as far as guards, what's beyond this? Is this a door, or is it just like a...
It's a barred gate, and I couldn't get it to work with the field of vision in Roll20. So basically, what you guys can see outside is pretty spectacular, actually. So there's the barred gate, and about 10 feet out from the barred gate are two drow guards. One appears to be garden variety drow. He's wearing light leather, has a couple daggers in his belt, and a crossbow on his back. The other is a much more intimidating drow wearing scale mail with twin scimitars. It's not Drist. And both of them have their backs to you right now. They're paying no attention whatsoever. In front of them, there is a long, steep wooden bridge going up into what appears to be a cave entrance that has been almost like drilled into the side of this massive stalactite hanging from the cavern wall above you all. And you also can hear the faint sounds of rushing water.
Are we seeing any kind of cave creatures or anything crawling around in here?
Ooh, maybe. That reminds me of something. Everyone roll another d20.
Oh, wow. We suck.
Not necessarily. You don't know what you're rolling for. Okay. So, Chris, I'm going to answer that question for you. Please remind me. I have to do something first in order for it to make sense. All right. So, while you all are talking amongst yourselves, at this point, the two drow guards, they come to attention. And you notice a very imposing female drow in long silken robes coming toward you. This is Ilvara. So that's the one memory that you all can definitely still access from your time here so far. Everything else is very, very cloudy, but you very vividly remember this drow priestess Ilvara. She walks up to the other two guards and she said, "It's time for the daily chores. Gather them up." And at this, the two guards walk toward the gate, and 3 more guards come up behind them with crossbows at the ready.
Is she near us?
She is standing on the wooden bridge. So she is from you right now. I'll do the math.
Okay.
So she is 50 feet from you, Tharniel. She's 35 feet from Callan.
So
20
I'd have to shout to talk to her.
Yeah, you could. She could hear you if you were to shout, though.
Okay.
Okay? And they're beginning to open the gates. Now keep in mind, you are all shackled. Alright? The gates open. And I'm just, you guys jump in at any time. I'm just going to keep moving unless you guys interrupt. The gates open. What's that?
Gonna wait and see what happens.
Okay. The gates open and they begin selectively cherry picking amongst you. All right, so let me roll a die here. There's 5 of you playing. We'll do a 6. All right, so Oscar, they're picking you.
Don't thumbs up.
And they're picking Callan from the group. They're also picking the 2 young gnomes. And that's it.
I try and throw some charm on him and say, you really don't want to take the 2 young gnomes.
You'll need to try to use charisma, persuasion.
Oh, persuasion or charisma? Which one?
Sorry. Based on charisma, you want to use the persuasion skill.
Wow.
Is your you said it is on. How?
It is on. Let me just roll it twice because it's not like my connection's shit.
Okay.
You might want to stop streaming video.
Alright. I like the video though. Hang on.
It really does help when we all turn off video.
Let's just do that.
All right, you know what, guys? Let me check in with Vanessa real quick because this early start time means I need to at least check in with bedtime. I know she's getting the kids ready. I'll try to be back here in 5 minutes or so. I'm going to give this as an open opportunity for a little bit of meta. You guys can just talk amongst yourselves while I'm gone, and I mean, because really at this point you could anyway. You're in the same room. So I'll just assume whatever conversations you're having, we'll say that we'll retcon, we'll say this happened before the guards came, so your words are safe, and I'll be right back.
It has nothing to do with the game, but how do you change your avatar picture?
I don't know. Jay put mine in.
You change it in the main settings. Your avatar's is a main setting function.
Oh, on the right-hand side?
No, like when you first log in before you click on a game, you go into settings there.
Okay.
Anybody know where mine's from?
No. What's yours from?
Large Marge. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The
I guess
truck. Nobody?
I've seen the movie, but that doesn't
It's
Yeah,
the
that's
trucker,
pretty bad.
the dead trucker that just drives on the road over and over and over again. And after the accident, she looked just like this.
Huh, okay. It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
So, well, I guess we should be talking about things that could be helpful.
Right. So we're all shackled. Does anybody have any like abilities to break metal?
Mm-mm. I mean, I don't know if my spells work, right? Like, he keeps alluding that maybe they do, but maybe they don't.
You might as well. Can you try something minor? Hey, Josh, or yeah, if you put that cat on your head, you'd have a pussy hat. Oh, he disappeared. What do you guys want to do?
I'm looking at my spells right now, see if there's anything that.
If I cast Vicious Mockery, will they know it's me? You guys know?
With what?
If I cast Vicious Mockery, will they know I'm the one who cast it? Oh yeah, because it's vocal.
Is Colin back yet?
Nope.
Okay. All right, I'm back. Anything you guys need to fill me in on?
No.
Okay. All right. So, you tried to persuade him, Tharniel?
Yes, and my disadvantage is not working. My
Okay.
super slow, and I've reloaded a couple times.
We'll just let me try something here. I'll try one thing, and if this doesn't work, we'll just have you roll twice. Sorry for coughing in everyone's ear. All right, Josh is back too. Okay, so Josh is here, Shrump's here, Matt's here. Chris, are you here?
Yep.
Okay, so Colin's the only one away. All right, so they've come forward and they're selecting Oscar, the two young gnomes, and Callan. And so they've got you guys at the ends of crossbows, and they're not taking your manacles off or anything. They're basically just corralling you guys towards the front, and they're pushing everyone else back.
Hey Jay, how strong do these manacles look to me? Do I think that I might be able to like martial art them apart?
I mean, they're pretty damn strong, man. I mean, they're heavy, heavy.
That's
heavy
what I'm just asking. I'm just
yeah,
asking.
yeah, no. I'm only answering that way because I want to convey to you that, you know, there's a chance you could break them, but they're pretty damn substantial. Like, you know that like Callan and Tharniel are probably gonna have a real hard time getting them off.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right, so they've pushed everyone else away. Anyone, last chance? Anyone have anything they want to do or say?
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, so Tharniel, when you tried, we're taking your second roll. They basically they snarl at you and they're like, "Shut your mouth, traitor, or you'll get another bolt in your back." All right, Oscar, they're pulling you out. Callan's being pulled out. And the two gnomes are being pulled out. And then they close the gate. And basically, two of the guards stay. The rest of the guards and the priestess take them away. Now, Callan, you and Oscar, we're going to do a little metagame, or a little theater of the mind for now. So I'm going to take your vision off again. You're not unconscious, but I'm just taking it off because I don't want it to be a distraction. They take you. Let me move you guys so you can see. 1 second, I have to find the right page. And guys, this is it. I had just gotten used to doing the Lost Mine quest, and this one is so much more involved. All right, so they're gonna have you guys doing all right. So they take you across the wooden bridge through. Actually, I'm gonna leave your vision on for this because this could be beneficial for you guys. This might be information you could use. You never know. All right. So with the guards at your side, you guys are both taken into the first stalactite doorway that's right outside. You notice this looks like sort of almost a barracks, if you will. There's a rope ladder on the far side going up, and just take my word for it, it's hard to move the characters around. You see 3 drow guards here, casually eating at the round table, other than the ones that are with you, escorting you. You then go out on the other side, and you're brought over to the waterfall. All right, and the drow guards near you have. You see that there are some large metal pots connected to ropes hanging from the wall, and they're like, fill them up, slaves. We need water for the troops and for all of the quaggoths here, and be quick about it.
Okay, I start. I don't fight them. I start doing what they request. I'm keeping an eye out for any small creatures that I can shapeshift into, and I'm looking for something I can study enough to be able to change if need be.
Okay. So Chris and Josh, I want each of you to roll one more d20, please. All right. Oscar, while you are working, you guys do this for quite some time, for probably a good 2 to 3 hours. You're just filling buckets of water from the waterfall, taking them to the west, to the kitchen area. So I'm going to show you where that is briefly, so you can have it as a reference. All right, so you guys go this way, and then they have you go into the kitchen, and they've got a large cistern in here that they have you basically fill with the buckets. So you do this for a good 2 to 3 hours. Okay, during that time, Oscar, you just happen to find a small spider about the size of a tarantula. It's not threatening, and basically you just bend over out of curiosity, and it harmlessly walks right up into your hand. Chris, Callan, you happen to find in the kitchen it looks like a discarded crossbow bolt that someone had just misplaced. It looks like it had rolled under one of the tables, and no one notices you bend over and pick it up. It appears to still be coated with drow poison.
I'm gonna try to conceal it. Is there any way to conceal it where I think I can go back to?
You can hide it in your clothes.
Just hide it in your cheek.
All right. What was that, Matt?
I said just hide it in your cheek.
All right. After 3 hours pass, the Callan, Oscar, and the 2 young gnomes are brought back. They're tired, covered with. They look very damp. Like Oscar's beard has got mist all over it. They look like they've been working near the water.
So, did the spider come with me in my hand? Or do I still have him?
You're just carrying it, no big deal. And the drow don't seem to notice. Their demeanor, as they're working with you, is harsh, but not really engaged. They're bored. They're bored with you. When they come back and they drop the 4 of you off, they decide to take 4 more. All right, so they're going to take Night Breeze. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drow, and a high priestess. So Night Breeze is picked,
Colin, we can't hear you, buddy.
And they're all down here?
Yeah, so sorry, you were gone when I was describing this. Basically, where I'm pinging, right outside the gate, there's like a little landing, and then it looks like the landing just sort of drops off, and there's a rickety wooden wood and rope bridge that goes sort of northwest up into this big opening on a massive stalactite hanging from the ceiling. So it looks like it goes into that. But that's as far as you can see. And there are several drow. Some of them are wearing light leather with daggers. Two of them are pretty formidable looking, and there's a high priestess, which you are somewhat intimidated by her presence. She is very, very, very intimidating. So they picked you. They are picking Shushar, who you have not spoken with yet. They are picking Targor, and they are picking Tharniel.
Can I try to speak to my spider with the speaks with animals?
You can try.
Okay.
So can you click the spell so I can read it?
Yeah.
Okay. 10 minutes. Okay, so Oscar, when you try to cast the spell, you immediately notice nothing happens.
Oh, damn it. Is that because he's not an animal?
No, he's an animal. He's an animal.
Okay.
You're not sure why.
Oh, okay.
But you it's like normally when you would cast magic, you feel its power flow through you. You feel imbued with it, and that feeling is not present.
Oh, man.
All right, so Nightbreeze, Shushar, Targor, and Tharniel. Let me select you guys. We're going to pull you guys outside. All right, they pull you guys out. When you get outside, you and I meant to mention this to Oscar and Callahan, you guys notice that when you walked across that rickety bridge, about 15 feet down, you can see this mass of giant spider webs, basically forming almost like like the nets that they have underneath trapeze artists. Like it's everywhere you can see, and it's super dense. Below that, and I'll get the exact measurement. I can't remember how high up it is. Way down on the cavern floor, you can see a large pool of water immediately below where you guys are at.
Does it look deep? Probably can't tell, huh?
You can't tell from this height.
Yeah.
So let me roll to see what task they're going to have you guys do, Nightbreeze and Tharniel. Let's see.
Can I try to talk to my friend about
Eldeth?
why you do that? Yeah. Is that her name?
Yeah.
I don't see a name for her for some reason.
It's probably... Let's see. Maybe I forgot to cancel. Let me move it. Can you see it now?
Mm-mm.
Really?
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, her name's Elvith.
Yeah.
Okay. I say, hey, Elvith, do you do any magic ever?
Oh, here. That's why you couldn't see it. I think I messed it. Okay, sorry, guys. Let me check something really quick.
Sure, no problem.
It looks like I didn't turn
There,
on...
I see it now.
Yep. That's my mistake. I didn't have their names on.
Some of them you did. Some of them I still don't see.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me fix that real quick.
Like the gnome with us.
So I had Jim Jar, I had
Turvy, I see
Turvy,
now.
and I had
That guy I don't see.
Topsy.
Yeah, the one top right I don't see.
Topsy turvy.
Okay, top right, that's Ront. He's the orc. And then you said that the guy that's with you guys don't see his. Oh wait, you can see Shushar's name, right?
Yeah.
I can't, but I'm inside the prison.
Right. Okay, and Targor, there we go. Okay.
Is that a stool?
That is his name.
That's awesome. Can I be a stool next
So
game?
I'll get to him and when these guys get back. All right, so you guys are going to be washing dishes and laundry. All right, so the group of you move through the same area. You go through the base of the of the largest stalactite, and then you are brought further west, and they divide you up. Nightbreeze, you are put in here with Shushar, an elite guard, a drow, and the priestess starts with you. The others are brought to the kitchen to do dishes. Okay.
And what are we supposed to be doing in here?
You are folding linens and clothes and things of that nature. All right. So they give you your prescribed tasks. They stand with the crossbows at the ready, and then basically casually talk amongst themselves in Undercommon. So Nightbreeze, you cannot understand them. Tharniel, you can understand them. And basically, to summarize, they talk about how they're tired of being here in Velkynvelve, and they're ready to get back to Menza Brenzen, etc. Let me see if there's any information that you might inadvertently pick up. So let me cover things. So I'll try to do this in order. If I leave anyone out, you need to chime in. Please feel free. So Oscar, you ask Eldeth about the magic, right?
Yeah, I just want to know if she's ever tried to do magic in here.
She says, the cell has some sort of anti-magic field about it. We cannot cast any spells within it.
Have you tried to do magic outside of the cell when they make you do your chores?
Once, and I was knocked unconscious for my trouble. Tharniel, you notice a bit of gossip develop within the conversation of the drow that are with you, and one of them says to the other, he says, Jorlan's face truly does look terrible, does it not? And the other says, indeed, and ever since then he's fallen out of favor with Ilvara. She'll scarcely look at him. It's embarrassing, is it not? And they sort of chuckle amongst themselves. And then you hear them mention another name. You almost don't catch the rest of the conversation, but they speak of another drow by the name of Shur, who is now within the High Priestess's favor.
Who's the one that fell out? What was his name?
Jorlan. Let's see. Nightbreeze, while you're working, the being next to you, he strikes you as one of the oddest creatures you've ever seen. He looks to be like some sort of large anthropomorphic amphibious fish man. And he does try to communicate with you a couple times, but you can't understand him. He's rebuked by the drow with a slap to the back of the head and told to get back to work. But he seems quite calm. He's very slow and deliberate in his movements and very peaceful.
He doesn't seem intimidated by them?
He's not intimidated by them at all. And even when they strike him, you notice he doesn't raise a fist to defend himself, and he doesn't even, like, his expression is almost completely passive and unchanged.
Okay.
All right. 3 hours pass, and these groups are returned to the cells. I'm gonna move you guys back in. Josh, is it your kids that I'm hearing? It's cracking me up.
Yeah.
It's exactly like being at my house. It's like,
We have no like insulation between the floors, so we hear everything.
yeah. All right. The prisoners are returned, and they're selecting more for some more chores. This time they're going to pick Shrump. Okay, hold on.
Can I see the room or no? Oh, there it is.
Oh, did I get you back in there? Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I just had to zoom out.
Okay.
So are we all unchained at this point? Do they chain us back up when they take us back in?
Yeah, they put your manacles back on when they bring you in.
And the neck thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I only have 10 hit points?
Yep. And that was what I covered earlier. You're still under the effects of the poison.
Okay, yeah, I was just making sure.
Okay, so what languages do you speak, Trump?
Common, Orc, and Draconic.
Okay. They're bringing you, Ront, Jimjar. Actually, hold up. Let me see here. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to put Jimjar back, and they're going to bring Darendel. Okay, and you guys have been selected for emptying chamber pots.
Oof.
Hey, Jay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go over to Boopido
Yep.
and ask him if he can fill me in on everything he knows about Jorlon and Shore.
Okay. We're going to do a quick tangent so I can tackle that question. He says, I've been here for quite some time. I'm not sure why they've kept me around so long. Perhaps it's my charming demeanor. He says, but yes, Jorlon, for quite some time, was the priestess's right-hand man. He was cruel with the whip, but fair, generally speaking, and did not take exceptional amounts of joy in punishing or disposing of some of my fellow prisoners. But at some point, he went out on patrol, and when he returned, he was maimed. Something out there in the tunnels did exceptional damage to him. The priestess was able to save him, but he has been shamed for his failures ever since. Shore is simply his younger contemporary. He's more able-bodied and far more attractive, I believe, so the priestess no longer cares for Jorlon and now brings Shore into her bed.
Where do they chain up Jorlon?
Oh, he is not chained up, my friend. He still serves the priestess. But, yes, his sword arm was also damaged in his encounter, and he's far less efficient as a guardsman, so we rarely see him here at the gates anymore.
Thank you.
All right. Shrump, you, Stool, it's appropriate that Stool has been chosen for chamber pot duty. They basically, right here outside of the cave, there is a series of approximately 25 reeking chamber pots. They've been collected here for some days, and basically, you guys typically have a couple that are in the cavern with you, and then every few days they'll have some guards move them out. Now it's time to take all of them down to the pool below to dispose of them. All right, so here we go. And you, like I said, I'm going to assume that you guys are rolling with their commands unless you tell me otherwise. Okay, so we're going to grab the party. Okay, so Shrump, you grab 2 of the largest pots. Ront gets 2 of them. Darendil grabs 2 of them. The 3 of you were chosen for your brute strength because these are rather large metal pots. You quickly realized that Stool was simply chosen as comedy relief. He can't pick anything up. He has no arms. And even the smallest of chamber pots he can scarcely balance on top of his mushroom-like head. And he struggles greatly. And when you get into this first room, he drops one of the pots and they whip him mercilessly.
Jay, Mike Trump gets it between him and the web.
Okay. Ilvara raises the whip again, looks you square in the eyes and says, Truly, I love the power of orcs. The intelligence leaves something to question. And she lashes out with the whip straight into your face.
All right, I'm gonna do a dexterity grab and try to grab it and pull
Okay.
it out of her.
Okay, go for it.
Uh-oh.
What skill do you want me to do?
Let's see. Let's do...
Acrobatics?
Yeah, let's do an acrobatics check. See if you can definitely... Ooh, ouch. So you take the whip square on the face. And it's... This is not a leather whip. This is a magically imbued... I mean, you read the books.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it about knocks you out. It is so painful, and you have blood running from the side of your face. And she grins at you with this you can tell that she takes such pleasure in seeing you in pain. And she looks you in the eyes and says, "Would you care for another foolish half-breed?"
And I try to get up and get her again.
You're
Or
gonna
not get her, grab the whip. I'm not trying to attack her. I'm trying to grab the whip.
So I think if you're trying to grab it from her and she hasn't swung it, that's probably going to be grappling, which I think is dexterity, is it not?
I believe so.
Okay. I forget, is there a grappling?
There is no grappling. It would be... That
There
would be
is.
athletics.
Okay, just do athletics again.
And that's strength.
Okay. Same thing. She slashes out at you again, and the pain this time is enough to drop you to your knees.
Like, how many hit points?
You're down to 4 hit points at this point.
Okay.
And it's like where both times where the whip has connected with your flesh, it is just throbbing and stinging, and that's saying something. I mean, you know how to take pain, and I mean it's intense.
I stand back up, try to grab it again.
Okay. Okay. She is able to move out of your range. She backs up, strikes Ront, the orc next to you, with it instead, and says, "Knock your fool half-breed out." And he, in fear, turns to you and punches you square in the jaw, and you black out.
No, I don't.
Okay?
I have relentless endurance.
Okay, so you pop back into consciousness.
Okay.
Okay? He kicks you again, and right in the jaw. Like, you fall, and then you come right back to, and the next thing you see...
I still have an 18 dexterity or an
Okay.
18 AC.
Yep.
Because I don't wear...
Yep, no, I know. Yep. He basically brings down his giant booted foot right into your jaw.
Okay.
And you black out again.
Okay.
So at this point, you guys, those of you in the room, you see 4 of the drow drag a bleeding and unconscious Shrump back, and they dump him inside the cell with you. And they take great pleasure in celebrating his current state. And
Can I try to... Oh, sorry. Can I try to do an intimidation?
You can try. Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Deke, I like that you played your character true to character despite the situation.
So much I can get an inspiration point.
Yes, you can have an inspiration. I'll give you that because that was ballsy.
Okay.
All right, Oscar, you try to intimidate him, and one of the larger drow, he just basically, the others raise their crossbows, and he strides straight across the room to you and strikes you in the face with the pommel of his sword.
Oh, that wasn't very nice.
No, you take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. With that, they close the gates again, and they disappear. Darendel, the Quaggoth, and Ront and Stool are gone for some time. Where did Stool go? Oh, there he is. And then they finally bring them back. Stool is covered in excrement and has been, you can see where the lash has whipped him several times. Darendel is practically, the Quaggoth is practically frothing at the mouth. He's still speaking in fluent Elvish, so some of you, I'll get to what he says here in a second. And Ront basically just furiously storms back to the corner of the room and sits down. So Darendel is basically saying, who speaks Elvish? That'd be Colin, Chris, Tharniel. That's it?
Right.
You hear him, he's seething, but still sounds so eloquent as he speaks in perfect Elvish, and he says, "This is so below me, this absolutely demeaning chamber pot duty, someone of my status. Unbelievable, I must escape, this is humiliating."
So I say to him in Elvish, since when does a Quaggoth have status?
He, when you say this, it's interesting, Tharniel, because it's almost like a split personality. When your words reach his ears, you see him tense, every muscle in his body just, and he turns to you very quickly, baring his teeth, and then as quick as he did that, softens again, and he says, "I am not a Quaggoth, my friend. I know that is what appears to stand before you. I am Prince Zerendel of the kingdom of Velkynvelve in the High Forest. And I am here because I was usurped and driven from my kingdom and turned into the form that you see before you."
I turn to the rest of the company.
And that's this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I turn to the rest of the company and roll him as. And then I believe him because all the Quaggoths I knew were as stupid as a rock.
Right. So, Tharniel, when you relay that information to the rest of the group, the tiny creature known as Stool, who he's going to introduce himself now, he steps into the middle of the room, and you see his body tense, and a large cloud of looks like almost like chalk, like when you bang two erasers together, like basically flies out of his head and basically fills the chamber. And suddenly, you can all understand each other perfectly. He says,
And that came out of that Darendel guy?
no, it came out of Stool, the tiny little creature.
Stool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we all smell now because he was covered in poop when he did that?
Your guys are pretty dirty anyway, to be honest. So after he does this, he scurries over to you, Tharniel, and he said, "My name is Stool. I thought I could help."
And you did indeed help, Stool. Where might you be from?
He says, sorry, just a second. I have to make sure I get the name of the city right. He says,
Yeah, am I still unconscious?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
He
And I
says,
saw your note, Trump.
He says, "I am from a place known as the Neverlight Grove, where my kind, the Myconid, live. I was captured by Sereth, the Dark Elf you see on the opposite side of the room, and then we were captured together. A suiting fate for him that he should be captured after taking me from my home."
And why is he going crazy? Who's he talking to?
He says, "That is," he says, "that is a question that I cannot answer either. As you can tell, we Myconid communicate telepathically through something known as report spores. It is possible that he was infected with some sort of spore at one point in time, but we Myconid, we do not use spores to drive people to insanity. So
is this all happening telepathically?
yes,
Yeah.
you're not even moving your mouth. It's just you're all hearing this in your heads."
Nice.
And Sereth, he doesn't get up. He just sort of like looks over the crowd and sort of recoils into himself now that he knows that that you all know basically how Stool got here.
Interesting.
Can I get some water out of the trough and offer Stool to wash him off? It still
Sure.
bugs me that he's got shit all over him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, "Oh, that would be greatly appreciated, seeing as how I have no hands."
Okay, then I wash him off best I can with the water.
Okay, excellent.
So I lean over to Shrump of the North Star and say, I have an idea. I'm going to help you in your goals here. And I go over to the
Hold on just a second, Matt. Shrump, you're sorry, I'm hearing myself. You're regaining consciousness, Shrump.
Oh, okay, so I see like people washing off the just dirty stool, but me covered in blood and beating the shit out of. Everybody's just like throw him in the corner.
Go clean up Shrump. I have an idea, everyone. Shrump, I need you to act like you're about to die.
That's not too hard.
All right.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, I forgot something. So let's see. So, Josh, you found the spider.
Mhm.
Chris, you found the crossbow bolt, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I need the rest of you to also roll a d20 real quick. Okay, Shrump.
Do we have disadvantage on the D20 roll?
No.
Okay.
So Shrump, as a complete coincidence, while you were unconscious and the four drow were dragging your body back into the cave, you literally managed to just, by coincidence, hook a small strand of silken rope, basically from the webbing that's around the rope bridge. It just got caught on your foot, and so you have a 5-foot strand of silk rope. Let's see, Tharniel.
Yes.
You managed to find a flint shard while you were outside of the prison, and you can use this as an improvised dagger.
Nice.
Colin, Nightbreeze, you rolled a 16. You too have... Nope, I'm sorry. You found a rusted iron bar and managed to conceal it, which you can use as an improvised club.
Okay.
Okay, sorry for that. I forgot to do that while you guys were out.
So I have an idea.
Okay.
Why don't I try and attract the guards to tell them that Shrump needs medical attention and that he's the best worker here and can live twice the Darendelle, so that they take Shrump away and I sneak him my dagger so he can then escape once he's alone.
So, Deke, I would say yes. Yes, it is. Despite its silken texture, you give it a strength check, and it is quite strong.
Okay. I stick it in my down my pants.
Okay.
What do folks think? I'm talking 2 people in the room.
Okay, so you guys are all talking telepathically. So and you notice that the drow guards that have returned to their posts outside have taken no notice of anything. They're completely absorbed right now. Oh, sorry, Colin lost everybody. 1 second, let's wait for him.
From North Star, Dragon Rider.
Torn log. Okay, so I better wait for Colin.
I guess Tim's not going to make it.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to. They had to take care of his dad's headstone stuff today.
That's right.
I just think he wasn't in the mood. All right, there's Colin coming back in. Are you back, Colin? Uh-oh.
You there?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so as you all start talking about the chance of escape, you're speaking telepathically. Thanks to Stool, everyone can hear everyone. Some of your fellow prisoners have thoughts about that. Okay, so I'm going to run through this. Bupido, the gregarious and talkative little dark dwarf, or Darrow, I guess technically is what he is. He is very enthusiastic and strikes you as fearless and absolutely ready to do what needs to be done to get out of here. Prince Darendel, the Quaggoth, the polymorphed elf, he too is quite keen on escape, although he does express some concerns about the odds. He says, in this form, I am stronger, but we are outmatched and outnumbered by far. There are at least 19 drow guards in this outpost. We've only seen a fraction of it today. And there are at least another dozen legitimate Quaggoth servants at their disposal as well. We need a good plan, or some of us will die, or worse. Eldeth Frildrun, being a typical dwarf, plants her feet squarely in the gravel and says that she will do what needs to be done to make sure that as many of you as possible can escape and live to escape, so to speak. Jimjar, the deep gnome, he's keen on the idea, but not very talkative about it. He seems more content to simply sit and listen to others' ideas. You can see he's slowly rubbing his chin and just looking about. Seems to be in deep thought. Raunt the orc says nothing. He sulks in the corner angrily, so it's hard to gauge where he stands. Sereth, the other drow. One second. Is very eager to escape. He actually, he's been kind of sulking ever since Stool let out the information that, Sereth had captured him. But he, tentatively perks up and, offers to assist in whatever way he can. He knows that if he is taken to Minzabrinzen, his fate will be sacrificed to Loth, and that is not a good way to go. This is the first time that most of you have heard anything from the large fish-like man named Shushar. And he speaks, even though you're speaking telepathically, his voice comes through as gurgling, like he's got a mouthful of liquid while he's speaking to you. And he says, my friends, we must escape. I am with you, but I must say I cannot assist you in the fight. I am, however, willing to provide you guidance to my home city, which could give us some sense of safety and shelter here in the Underdark until you, my friends, can return to the surface.
Do you live near that body of water we passed by earlier?
So the body of water down below is a pool. Shushar tells you, I'm struggling to find, oh, here he is. So he tells you that he is, most of you even you, Matt, Tharnio, you are not positive of what he is because you've heard of things like him, but you've never seen one before. He explains that he is a Kuatoa. And basically, they are a semi-aquatic humanoid race that lives in the Underdark. They mostly stick to themselves, and they have a penchant for madness. They are usually quite insane. And that's what you know of his people, but he strikes you as the complete opposite of that, and explains to you that he has gone to great lengths to distance himself from the insanity of his people. He's spent his time wandering the paths of the Underdark by himself as a hermit, looking for enlightenment.
Can I do a history check to see if I might know more about his people?
Yeah, insight.
Insight?
Yep.
Jay, I wrote down what I'm doing.
Okay, gotcha. You don't know more about him, but he does. He's very peaceful and willing to speak. He goes on further to say that he is from Slubadup, which is the Kuatoa town near a place known as the Dark Lake, a large underground lake spanning miles and miles. He is hoping to return to his people to share his enlightenment with them, and he's offered to show you the way.
Okay.
So sorry, I've got a couple more. Stool is eager to go, but very fearful. He knows that he has no real way to defend himself. And the two gnome twins, Topsy and Turvy, who have mostly remained silent during your stay, when they hear of a potential escape, they began talking in typical gnomish fashion, quickly, excitedly, and over one another, eager to help and do whatever they can to get out. Jim Jar sort of he sort of adds to the tail end of their conversation. He says, "There's something not quite right about those two," and you know they're all deep gnomes, so that's kind of interesting that he would throw in such an offhanded comment about his own people. There you go.
When the guards come in, do they all come in at once? Like, do all 8 come in? And do they use a key?
They do. You notice that typically it's been a different guard each of the 3 times that they have come to take a few of you out. They each of those 3 had a keychain on their belt loop, which they use to unlock. And typically 2 guards come into the cell, cherry picking, while the rest stand outside with crossbow bolts drawn.
Okay. I ask if anyone has ever been tasked with, cleaning or doing something in an armory, anywhere where we could get to find weapons.
Oh, sorry. Say that one more time.
I was wondering if we could ask around if anyone's ever been tasked with cleaning or doing something in an armory that we could find weapons if we were to get out.
Okay, good question.
Okay, I say what I say.
Okay, I'll get to it 1 second.
Okay.
Let's see. I could have sworn. That is an excellent question. I want to make sure I don't miss this, so give me 1 second. Let's see. Sorry, talk amongst yourselves for a second, guys. I misplaced this bit of information.
All right, everyone. What do we have with us that could help us if we decide to escape? I've got a dagger.
I've got a
Hold
lead
on
pipe.
1 second. Has everybody read what I'm doing in front, up in the top corner?
Yeah, trying to get yourself killed again.
That's not what I'm trying to do. You guys know what I'm trying to do. I sent them a private message, Jay, so you wouldn't know. So you can change it.
How do you private message the group so that the DM can't see?
I just copied and pasted to each of you.
I love it. All right, so dang it, Colin, that's a really good question, and I know that there is something I need to relay to you, but I can't. It's not in the Hold on, let's see if it's here.
All right. While he's looking, pull me up, everybody. What do we got between us?
I've got a lead pipe.
I got 5 feet of silk cord that I could choke people out with.
I've got a crossbow bolt with probably a little bit of poison left.
So here's what I think we should do. We should make a ruckus that Trump is about to die. See if we can encourage the guards to come in and take him out to help. There'll likely only be 2 or 4. And we take those out, grab their weapons. And then we go wherever the big fish wants us to go.
Sorry, I've been on mute this whole time. Yes, I have a spider. Sorry. I didn't say much else. But.
Tharniel, I ask you, I'm like, when I see Oscar say that, I'm like, isn't there something we can do with the spider religiously since it's crawling on him? Like,
I tried talking to the spider, but you can't use magic in here.
Well, the spider was in here when we got sprayed by the spore, so maybe you can understand it now.
Oh.
You there, spider?
Unfortunately, stool spores will only work on intelligent humanoids.
Are you saying spiders are dumb? I said.
They're not dumb.
They're not dumb. They're just special.
They're special. All right, so
yeah, you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, let me read it. Ask Grant how it must feel to be a big orc and hit a half-breed on the ground. You must be so proud of yourself. Are you a true orc and willing to actually show your power against a real foe, or will you help them keep us as slaves? Your clan is too proud for this. Oh, well done. So when you say this to him, he like cocks his head to the side and snaps his neck a little bit. He's like, fine, I'm not gonna have a half-breed talk to me like that. I'll help us get out of here, but then I'm going on my own.
That means pretty much everybody's on board, right?
Yeah, no one has said that they're not going to go. Now, Targor, your hobgoblin friend from earlier, he is basically terrified of this whole endeavor. He's the one person who's pretty much afraid, and you guys could surmise that that's for 2 reasons. 1, drow are terrible. There's a good chance someone's going to die. And 2, he knows that you guys have no loyalty to him, so he's probably going to be the one.
I want to point out that he is wearing a red shirt.
Yeah. Excellent observation. So back to your...
I would be afraid too, buddy. I would be very afraid.
So back
to
your question, Nightbreeze. You asked, if anyone had seen an armory. So they, Topsy and Turvy, relay that when they clean some of the barracks, which they tell you are in the far westernmost part of this outpost, there's a series of small chambers which they use as sleeping quarters. That there were, who'd we lose? We lost Matt. That there were chests in those rooms for the guards' personal belongings, and they also said that it is, to their knowledge, there is some armor and weapons stored in the uppermost chambers of the barracks, which is the stalactite immediately outside of this prison cell.
Okay.
All right. So with that. So I'm just going to keep the sort of the flow going. So there's a guard change coming up. So the 2 guards that were outside, you notice that they shout to someone you can't see. It's not in your line of sight, and then they start walking up into the stalactite guard post, and they go through the door, and there's currently no one outside, but you can hear some shuffling footsteps coming from the north, your direction.
Okay, do we want to do this now?
I think let's get a better plan in place.
You don't like that plan? What's wrong with my plan?
Just hey,
No,
you
the
guys,
plan's good. Let's just talk out other options.
Yeah, guys. I think Colin is remembering what I said at the beginning of this, which is you could die, like you could legitimately die. So you want to really think this through.
So we still don't have any. We still have no idea where our stuff is being kept. Is that right?
Correct.
And we also don't have any idea where the exit is.
That's right.
So, I mean, me personally, I'm proposing that unless anything happens weird, I think we spend the next few days going through the standard. Let's go out, do the chores, scout around, try and find out as much information as we can, and then we can maybe at least try and find out where our gear is being stored. Or
I agree. I also wonder if there's any way that if we're alone with Jorlon or anything, we could attempt to get him on our side.
With which one?
Jorlon, the one who's fallen out of favor.
So while
that's
you
a
guys
good
are talking telepathically, two hulking quaggots walk up to the gate, and they are each carrying large silver or like metal platters. Not silver. You guys aren't going to eat on a silver platter. Large metal plates of basically moldy, like terrible food, and they shove them under the gate.
Does anybody have the ability to purify food or create food and water?
Maybe.
I can try and do good berries. they count as sustenance for one day.
See if you can do it, because if you can do the good berries, we can pass out enough of those to feed everybody and get our strength back up and maybe break this disadvantage crap.
You don't have good berries, though.
Well, here's the problem though.
Well, I just don't know if it would work in here magically.
Yeah, I mean we're in this anti-magic. I've got purified food and drink. If all I have to do is wait, rememorize the spell or prepare the spell, but we wouldn't be able to cast it inside this room.
While they're talking, Jay,
Mm-hmm.
I go to the quaggots and I say in undercommon, "Why do you work for these drow? You know that they don't care about the quaggots."
And they look. One of them looks over his shoulder at you. The other one doesn't even acknowledge. And he says, "Why do you think, Drow? You know." And he sort of shrugs and turns back around. And you do know, Thornhill. I mean, quaggots are basically servants. They are strong. One-on-one, average quaggoth, average drow. I mean, the quaggoth can overpower a drow, no problem. But they're also superstitious and fearful, and they fear the priestesses and their magic, and that is why they serve them.
I did do a little bit of Googling. Did you like that and play role-playing?
I did. Well done.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
So while we're kind of planning stuff, I want to, if I see an opportunity where the guards aren't really paying attention, if I can basically kind of get back into an area where I'm not really seeing very well, I'm going to try shape-shifting into a spider like the one that, was it Colin? Whoever it was that had the spider.
Josh. Yeah, Josh has it.
Yeah. I want to see if I can if my shape-shift ability still works.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So the quaggots, they saunter off, and you notice a new set of drow guards coming up. One immediately stands out. You notice the scars running down the side of his face. And he has with him sorry, I'm moving stuff around here on the map. He has with him a quaggoth and a couple of other drow. And he walks up, doesn't really say anything. The other drow sort of just take their posts. Jorlon kind of comes up, looks over the group with curious eyes, casually running his fingers across the bars of your prison cell door. and he just doesn't say anything. He's just sort of taking you guys in.
Are we still able to telepathically speak?
Who is
Yes, you all can
Okay.
telepathically speak. Yes.
So I wanna talk to Tharniel and say, hey, can you see if we can get this guy, or use the drow vanity of rising up in power. He could let us go. We could attempt to take out his rival. Sure, and try and get him back in favor with Mistress Elvara.
And is this what we're actually going to do this for him if he
No, I don't know. Just a thought, just an idea.
no,
Another option.
but I'm asking because it depends what skill I use.
Yeah.
Like, are we honest in this offer, or are we just trying to get him to open the door?
Ooh, good question. No, I think we're. I mean, I think we can play on that vanity, and he could let us go, so we don't have to fight him. And he may even help us with some of the immediate threats. And it won't look like it's him doing it. It's us. I don't know.
Is he part of the household that's keeping us?
I didn't mean to do that, by the way. Jay, would it be a persuasion check?
What? Tell me. I'm sorry. I was just kind of casually listening.
So we're going to offer to restore his place in the system by making his opponent look weak.
Well, and I would say maybe we ask around and see who we think that message may come from best. Maybe Tharniel is not the best option. I just didn't think that me as an elf would be.
Well, I can bond with him over being ostracized.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is that persuasion?
yeah, that would. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it would be persuasion. Yeah. So, all right. So, and that's a pretty. You roll. So I'm seeing your disadvantage on now. But,
Yeah, it's on now. Sorry about that.
no, that's fine. So technically, your persuasion's going to fail. But go ahead and tell me what you want to say to him.
So I know what it's like to be ostracized, Drow. I once came from a very noble family. If you help us get out of here, we will take on your rival, so you can restore your place within this sect.
So it's worth noting, and I'll give you a pass on this one, that the other guards are still there. So he's there standing casually at the gates, but at this point, so I'll just give you a pass. So the other guards are still within earshot. So how do you want to approach this? Do you want to just out and say it quietly, or
Can we have Stool spread a little magic dust too?
Well, then he'll hear everything we say all the time.
That's true. That's true. Not a good idea.
So Matt, so I'll give you a mulligan on this. So
Thank you.
now that I've reminded you of that, how do you want to approach it?
Well, should I be able to see out there as well, or no?
You should be able to. Here, I'll do this.
Because I can't.
I'm gonna put you outside of the gate, just temporarily so you can see. Give me 1 second.
Well, haven't we all been outside the gate at this point anyway? So is there not a way to open that up?
Yeah, I guess I can do that. Yeah, let me just do that. That's easier.
Because the dynamic lighting wouldn't allow us to see very far anyways, and we've all.
Yeah.
I think we've pretty much all been out there anyways.
Oh yeah, that's
Right.
totally good. All right, let me do that. Let me go to
Right.
dynamic
Because I feel like I would have obviously seen that there were other guards there.
Right, totally.
Oh yeah, so in this case, I wouldn't be just shouting it out.
Right. Okay. So so do you want to try to motion to him in some way, subtly, or what do you want to do? Or do you want to wait?
I motion. No, that's gonna be too obvious.
Psst.
Colin, what do I do? And I'm saying this telepathically.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
It's not meta. I'm actually asking.
No, and actually, that's why it's great that Stool is part of this part of the story, because you guys are used to doing this, so you can keep doing it for now. I just wanted to warn you for the future.
Right. So I'm open to suggestions here, guys.
I mean, you could probably just sort of lean up against the gate, like you're just relaxing, and just kind of start talking to him, but don't go into like the details of, hey, we can help you out. Just like try to befriend him a bit.
All right. So
Smooth.
So I take it that persuasion check I did would apply, right?
Yeah. So you're still not going to be like terribly persuasive, but that
Okay.
that's neither here nor there. So
I lean back against the door and I say, "Hey, Lorelon, I heard the lady kicked you out of bed."
Oh, I love you, Matt. He sort of he's got one hand, holding onto one of the bars, and he kind of just casually looks over to you. He sighs, and then he actually surprised you because he smiles, and he was like, "Yes, wouldn't that be the way things would turn out?"
So, Lorelon, come over here. I'd like to chat with you for a second.
He kind of looks over your shoulder, looks to the rest of the group, and then he surprises you. He turns back to the other guards and he says, "Go on, go to your supper. I'll tend to these prisoners for a little bit." And they don't even think twice. They just walk off. He says,
"Oh, game on, guys."
He says,
Yeah.
"What's on your mind, Tharniel of House and Nilo?"
Well, Lorelon, I can say that.
I gotta stop you. It's Jorlon.
Oh, Jorlon, sorry.
Yeah.
It's covered up, so I.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
So Lorelon, So Lorelon, I know what it's like to fall from somewhere high. I was part of a noble family once, and for reasons I'm not going to get into here, I lost my standing within my family, and I've been trying to earn it back through my own way. I've heard that you were always a fair keeper when you were in charge. That's not the way I see things here. Help us help you by letting us take your opponent, your competitor out, so that you can again be in charge of, or the right hand down here.
So he listens intently, like you've got his full undivided attention, and he shakes his head back and forth a little bit, chews on his bottom lip, looks back up at you and says, as much as that idea pleases me, he is beyond all of your skill. I personally trained Shore, and he is one of the most elite guards stationed here. I'm probably the only person that could have stopped him, and that's in my heyday. However, let's say you're...
I interrupt him right there. And I said,
Let him go.
No, play your character. It's fine.
And I shush Trump.
I'm
I
talking.
put my mouth
I'm
around
talking.
and go. I
You're
go.
gonna have to move. Wait.
I like the idea of however.
Nobleman half breed.
So Jorlon actually he chuckles a bit at this, and he says, "Allow me to finish, half-orc. Listen, as much as your proposal amuses me, truly amuses me, I don't care to get back in Elvara's favor. I don't care whether Shore lives or dies. Though to be quite honest, I would find amusement in watching him die slowly and painfully. But you know, Drow Tharniel, that in our society, all you really have to do is set the right chain of events into motion, and the shame does the rest of the work for you. Let me propose something to you. And he looks over his shoulder, and he says, I care not for any of you. I wish you no ill will. I tire of this post, and frankly, don't want to be here any further. But I'll propose this. If I provided you with means to escape, would you take it? And that's it. He just bluntly asks you that question.
Jay, I want to roll an insight to see if he's trying to bluff us.
Okay.
And I telepathically suggest that to the rest of the group.
Okay. No, everybody can.
Actually, everybody inside the group. Yeah, room.
Everybody should do an insight check.
Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to find it. Where am I? Oh, there it is.
God, we suck.
So who hasn't? Oh, Oscars is coming in. Okay. So Collins was the highest roll, and you can't tell for sure. All of you, it seems like he's just like doesn't care either way. I mean, you can tell by the way he carries his body. This is a broken man. He has no pride anymore. He takes no joy in his post. He is beside himself and just doesn't care anymore, as far as you can tell. As you all pause, he follows up and he says, "Listen, all I have to do to even the score with Mistress Ilvara is to show the High Council at Minzabrinzen that she's incompetent. If she can't deliver a simple small band of prisoners from this outpost in Velkynvelve, how can she possibly move up the ranks within the priesthood? I ask again, and this is my final time asking. If I give you a means to escape..." He says,
Yeah, we'll
Wait,
take it.
I'm sorry, Half-Orc, please don't address a noble like that. The answer is yes, we would take you up on your offer.
He says, "Very well. I will be in touch. Guards!" He walks off.
Hey, Jay, you know how you can dead horse somebody on the leg? It doesn't do permanent damage, but it makes it where they can't walk for like
You're
30
talking about
minutes.
like flat blading someone with a sword and...
Yeah, but so you can do it with your knee. It's right in between the muscles of the on the thigh.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now that when the guard walks away, I do that, but I don't do any damage. I just want to nail him right in the little butt there.
To who?
To the Tharniel.
Oh, that's awesome. Unfortunately, the AC was too low, so he's gonna dodge it. But
Point
it was a
made.
nice gesture. All right, so
You know, I'm just keeping up appearances, Half-Orc.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm keeping up appearances.
that's right. Okay, so guys, little something about the Underdark. So you guys are all from the surface with the exception of Tharni. And so this is your first time really experiencing this. And you know, this has been hours that have gone by while you've been conscious, and the lighting has never changed. And you find this very disorienting. You can't really tell what time of day it is. However, you've noticed that the ambiance outside of your cell, throughout, the outpost in general, is somewhat quieter than before. You assume this is evening, based on that. Okay, 2 guards are now stationed back outside the gate. Jorlon is nowhere to be seen, but he has made an offer. What do you do?
Hey, on that note, can we take 5 minutes?
Yeah, take 5 minutes.
All right.
I'll do some
Let's take a
reading.
break, guys. It's like halfway. Is that okay?
Did Matt take 8 bludgeoning damage?
Yeah.
He didn't.
No,
I'm-
it missed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. Intermission. Go grab a drink or what have you. I'm going to do a little quick reading to catch myself up here. So you guys, is anyone still here? No. All right. We'll do it when they get.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
Hey, Shroom, you're half orc and half what?
You don't know? I mean, I know, but you don't know.
Okay.
No.
That's next. This is the shit's getting real music.
All right. So Matt's back. Deke's back.
Colin's back.
I'm back.
Chris is back. Waiting on Beardo Baggins.
Every time I hear Beardo Baggins, I think of the Leonard Nimoy song.
Bilbo Baggins. Okay, everybody's here. All right. So, it's, for all intents and purposes, it seems to be evening at the outpost. Everybody's here, right? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I think
Okay.
so.
Good.
Evening seems like an excellent time to do something.
Absolutely. So while you all are linked telepathically, here's a few more bits of information that your fellow captives offer up as you're making the plans for your escape. There are 19 drow at the outpost, including Ilvara, the High Priestess, Shur, her lover, and Jorlan, as well as another priestess, a younger priestess named Asha. There are also a dozen quaggoths and a number of giant spiders. In addition to the 2 guards that are typically posted outside the gate, there are usually 3 additional guards in the hanging tower immediately across the rope bridge outside. You already know about the anti-magic effect, which is on the cell. You know about Jorlan and his situation. One thing you didn't know is Topsy offers up that Jorlan used to carry a wand with him that shot globs of a sticky material which could be used to trap targets. Now Shore carries it as another sign of their change in status. It could be a matter of days or 10 days before a contingent from Minzabrinzen arrives to take the prisoners to the Drow City. Sereth offers up the following bits of information personally. In the pool below the outpost, which you now know from being outside of your prison cell, the pool surface and the rocky floor around it are approximately 100 feet below you. There's a gray ooze that lives in that pool, which is harmless, feeding off the waste that is discarded into the waters unless disturbed. And there's a supply patrol from Minzabrenzen due in a few days, but they're overdue. There's a supply patrol from Minzabrenzen, which is a few days overdue, which is unusual. So those are the bits and pieces of information you get from your fellow captives.
And last we left off, Jorlan said that he'd be in touch, right?
Yeah. He gave you no indication when or what he was going to do. So you don't know, you really have no way of knowing what his plan is or what he could actually do for you, short of, opening the door. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to speak amongst yourselves / plan, and then we'll transition to the next morning.
So are we still on the same day that we talked to Jorlan?
Yeah. He came basically during the evening, right after your supper was delivered.
So I got a question. Whenever they had me out and about, did I see any of the giant spiders they're referring to?
No, you did not.
I kind of asked around, where are they? What are the giant spiders used for? Where do they usually keep them?
When you ask this, Bupido, somewhat disturbingly, the level of enthusiasm he has while he shares this information, and says, "Oh, they use those as motivational tools. There used to be more prisoners here." And he sort of laughs to himself.
Did the giant spiders wander the caverns any, or do they keep them in a single spot?
He says they're not kept in cages, if that's what you're asking. The spiders are trained by the drow. They know that the drow will feed them. And he pauses to look over the group. So they stay close, typically within the webbing, a few feet below the wooden platforms we've walked across.
So it would not be uncommon for one of these spiders to be wandering the halls?
Not at all.
Good to know.
So right now we only see 2 guards outside.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay, whenever I tried to shapeshift, what was I able to?
No, you tried to shapeshift in here, and again, kind of like with Josh, it was like you couldn't make the connection to the energy necessary to change. It just, nothing happened. Who are you saying? Thorniel, I think we feed Targor. Yeah, the spider comes by. Yeah. All right, so are you guys going to plot through the night, or are you going to sleep?
Well, so what was the original idea? To feign Shrump's death and lure the guards in here?
Matt?
Yeah, but then we decided to wait. And so I think we're just waiting for our good friend Lorlon to come back.
Well, I wonder if he's even waiting for us to initiate something. I don't know. Maybe we give it one night or one day, wait till tomorrow night, and if he hasn't contacted us, we go with that plan and try and get out and hope that he assists us.
I definitely think we should wait.
Yeah, we got 10 days.
There's got to be. Wait, what? And what happens in 10 days? I'm sorry, Oscar.
We're taken to
Inzabrenzen.
headquarters or something.
I see. So we have to do this within 10 days, or
Actually, it could be sooner than that. He said days to a matter of 10 days.
Yeah.
It could be tomorrow.
I think we still wait till tomorrow.
I think we wait one day, and I think everybody should, on their patrols and stuff, look for anything else we can pick up and use for our escape.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right, so
Just looking to figure out what we can use a spider for. Anyone have any ideas what we could use a spider for?
Well,
I mean,
Chris has an idea, but he currently can't utilize it.
oh, so he could change into a spider, right?
Yeah, now that he's seen the spider.
Ooh,
Yeah.
give it to him, and when he goes out, he can switch and have a 50-50 chance of being smushed.
But even then, we've seen giant spiders before, so I know what those look like because we fought those before. But of course, I can't change right now though. So.
Well, but when we go out, yeah, if they take us out for more chores.
So, and Chris, I'm asking this purely as a learning experience as the DM. Are giant spiders considered animals, or are they considered beasts? Like, is there... Let's see.
Like, can he turn into a giant spider?
Well, that's why I'm asking, because he can turn into an animal form, but if they're... Let's see. I think he can. I'm just checking really quick. Giant... I mean, it's literally called giant spider. I would think he can. Let's see. Giant. Man, there's a lot of stuff in the monster manual called giant. Giant this, giant that. Okay, 328, giant spider.
So it's considered a beast, which would be within my realm of what I can change into.
Okay. Well, that's fortuitous because if you changed into a giant spider, you would have all the skills and abilities. That would give you a decent means of defending yourself. Yeah, because you guys have definitely seen them. You saw them in the mine.
Yeah.
And we can feed Targor.
My original intent was to turn into a small one that Colin could smuggle me out during one of our tour runs and then transform into one of the larger ones to explore, but until we can get out of here, that's going to be tricky.
Small one seems more stealthy, but so I was thinking a small one might be a good idea too, unless if we want to use them as like power. I don't know.
Chris, is the change instantaneous?
It's a one action.
Okay, so it's within what, 6 seconds? That's fast. Okay.
Yeah, and then
So you could do it behind this guard's back and then just run underneath something. And then he'd be like, whoa, what the hell? That dude just disappeared. And that would get you at least outside of the cell. But then they might double down guarding. I don't know.
And the minute one of us is gone, we're going to have to move quick. Because if one of us escapes, they're going to get the shit beat out of them, and that's going to come downhill to us.
Okay, so I just have to say, I have a question and then I have a comment. Question: are you guys having fun?
Oh yeah, hell
Okay. Comment: this is awesome for me. Because honestly, like the battles are fun, but listening to you guys playing shit out, I'm just so proud of you guys. It's awesome. Okay.
So,
Okay.
personally, I think we need to lay low for a couple more days and scout out as much as we can on the tour runs they put us on. Because I mean, even if we were to get past the guards that are right here at the front, we have no idea where we need to go.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. If we want to get our stuff back, or maybe we just want to get out with our lives.
Well,
This
the thing is,
one
we
thing.
need our stuff to get out with our lives. That's the problem.
Yeah. The other thing is we don't know where there's the entrance or the exit.
Yeah, the big catch is like, so I'm gonna speak. I'm in DM mode now, but I'm gonna speak basically for Tharniel because Tharniel would know this. The Underdark is scary shit. Like it's dangerous. Well-trained warriors die in the Underdark. You guys have a couple, like you guys have a lead pipe and a shard of rock.
You know how slow dwarves are without
I mean,
their speed shoes?
So I mean, I'm just saying that because
Yeah.
you guys can escape, but that's half the battle. You need gear or you'll die in the tunnels.
Oh yeah.
Right. How come no one thought to ask Lorlan where their stuff was?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna do this. Who does anyone have anything else they want to chat about this or what have you for this day, or should we move to morning?
I think we should get rest and move till morning.
Okay. All right. Is that good with everyone?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna move to the next day. Hold on one second. Okay. Just rotating through some music.
Hey Jay.
Yeah.
Were there any experience points I was supposed to add from the last encounter?
No. I'll cover that for you guys here later.
Okay.
Basically, since this is the last night of my campaign before the break, I'm going to do some retooling of your sheets, make sure I, didn't miss any experience and stuff like that before we play again. So, okay. All right. So it's day 2. You guys are waking up in the morning. I'm going to switch out your guards. Okay, let's see. All right. And Jorlon has returned this morning. First thing, it's bright and early. And he actually dismisses the guards that were there. Walks back up.
And I say, if it isn't our good friend Lorlan.
He's so not amused with your joke. He's just like, oh God, and he's a comedian. He says, I pray you slept well, or not, considering my offer.
Well, it's quite cozy in here, as you know.
You're a terrible liar, Tharniel. He says, here's what's going to happen today. Chores will be divvied up per the usual. I suggest you pay close attention to your surroundings. I'm putting together something. It's going to take a while. I'll let you know as soon as I have something that I can offer to be of assistance. In the meantime, try not to get yourselves killed.
Also insist that you give him a kiss goodnight.
I love you! Mwah, 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 mwah.
I'll be right back, guys.
Jorlon, do you know where our supplies are? Our weapons?
He does. 1 second. I think it actually can be in a multitude of places, so I'm going to check really quick.
No, we don't want that, Jay.
No, I know. Just, I don't want to lead you astray. Let's see. Well, we're waiting on Josh anyway, so I'm going to take the liberty to read here. Let's see, it's not there. there.
Where is it not?
I'm not going to tell you that. Okay, let's see. Treasure. I'm pretty sure it's here. Okay. Ah, there it is. Okay. All right.
Hey, Jay, I have a question.
Yeah.
How much weight can I carry before it really starts impeding my movement?
Let me look at your sheet real quick. Callan. Character sheet. Okay, so your max carrying capacity is 180 pounds, but that is like you can barely move at that point. Heavily encumbered is 120, and encumbered is 60 pounds. So let me do a check here. Let's see. DD.
Oh, I see where you found that at. So
5E encumbered movement, because I can't remember what the impact is on your speed.
here's a question. I kind of pose this to rest of them. Your basic gear, everyone's basic gear, how much do you guys think that will weigh?
So you guys should be able to tell. Well, let's see. I don't want to give that piece of the story away. You guys can estimate. You'll notice your gear is missing from your sheet, or some of your gear items are there, but they're like unchecked, like you're not carrying them anymore. So you could get a low end estimate by just looking at the weight values for, like, so for you, Chris, you've got leather armor, which is a weight of 10, and then your, let's see, your staff. Why am I not seeing? Oh, it's up here. Let me put it in edit mode so I can see the weight. So the spider staff is a weight of 4. And then you have your short bow, which is a weight of 4. So you're looking at like 18 pounds, Chris, for yours. For your basic gear.
So here's the reason I'm asking. I'm saying this to the guys. So when I shapeshift, any equipment that I carry merges with my new form. So if Jorlan can get me into the equipment room, I could bring some of this stuff back.
Okay, so I'm going to wait for Josh to get back before I answer your question, Matt, with Jorlan. Let's see.
I mean, I really think right now he seems like he's got a plan. You know, let's just go along with it.
So he tells you that your valuables are most likely being held in the High Priestess' personal chambers.
No.
Dun, dun, dun.
I can keep acting out, guys. She seems to get off on torturing.
Should I try and seduce the what's her name again?
So I'll tell you right now, Matt, that is a great question to ask. But once you read the Underdark trilogy, like, males are so subservient to females in this culture. Like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It definitely goes the other way.
Maybe she comes by, just show a little leg.
That's right.
Speaking of, like, my skin's a little darker than normal. I've been up on the surface world getting a tan, lady. All right, so we'll carry on without Josh. So your equipment is in Elvara's quarters. That's what Jorlan tells you. And let me see. Okay, so he can see, like, the eagerness in your eyes. Everyone wants to know what his plan is. And he very calmly and directly says, the most I can do is remove this barrier. But I can do that. I can remove this barrier. I can leave this gate unlocked.
Is there a way to get into the chambers when she's not there? When is she not in her chambers?
That's a good question. Let me check. All right, her quarters. All right. So, wait, is that a D? Okay. So she spends a third of her day in her quarters, typically at night. During the day, she is typically out on patrols with some of the guards, checking the perimeter, because the Underdark is a very dangerous place and there's always things to be wary of.
So the safest time for us is going to be when folks are out on patrol, right?
Yes. There will be fewer guards at the outpost.
So we should wait till tomorrow morning to get out?
He says it could possibly, the best possible time would probably be first thing in the morning when the first patrols leave. There'll be less people here.
Fewer people there, Jorlan.
Fewer people.
I almost feel sorry for this guy. He just seems beaten.
Yeah. So,
Wait. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
No. I had a joke, but I decided.
So he sort of raises an eyebrow and he says, "Shall I leave this gate unlocked tomorrow?"
Yes. Well, we need it unlocked before patrols.
He says, "I can come early in the morning."
All right.
Why before the patrols? I mean, right after, that'd be great.
Then. Well, we need to be able to leave as soon as the patrols go out.
Right, so you can come then.
Don't
Okay.
listen to the half-orc. You decide.
All right, Chris, what'd you have?
I asked him if he can provide directions on how to reach the priest's chamber where our gear will be stored.
You can tell he's like, he doesn't really want to help you, but he also is just like, he's so pissed off that he's getting a little tiresome. Like, he's getting a little tired of the questions, but he sort of sighs and he says, "You cross this bridge, you go through the barracks, and hold on, gotta get my map so that I make sure I'm right. The very next stalactite has 3 levels. The first level is a shrine of Loth, and her personal chambers are immediately below that." And he says, "Tomorrow morning, then."
Yes, sir.
All right. Guards! And he turns to walk away.
Does anybody know an Alorum spell to unlock any doors?
Anybody know what?
Alorum? That's from Harry Potter. But any spells to unlock doors or anything? Because once we're out of here, we can use spells again. I'm just wondering if we come across... Well, Eldith was able to use
that's
magic,
right.
but then she got knocked out.
Here's a question: Do we go for our gear?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we have to.
I don't think we need it, guys. I'm thinking we go as
Says the
ninja.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just grab a whip for us, and we could use that to get out.
Oh, you weren't there, man. You were back here crying.
That was funny.
Oh, that was good.
My concern is what we're going to run into in the temple, the shrine of Loth. Because I have a feeling with it being Loth that it's not going to be. It's probably going to be trapped in some way. Some kind of bad juju is going to be there.
So our stuff is behind her. Remind me what he said again. Our stuff is right behind
It's in her chambers, which is the level below the shrine.
But she's gonna be out on patrol.
Right, but still, that's still a god's chamber, and
If you want to
whether or
throw
not
down a
Lost
fisticuff
Eye is
fight,
going to
I've got
be
Jack
on that
Johnson and
chamber
Tom O'Leary
and
waiting
see
for
what's
you,
going
right here.
on. Tharniel, what can you tell us about the shrine and what we might run into there?
Jay, what do I know?
Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Let's do it's gonna be religion. Do a religion check, and I'll let you do it at advantage, since
Oh, okay.
you are a drow.
I'm hearing some feedback, guys. You did it at disadvantage, buddy.
I'm working on it. Can you hear me?
Can now.
Yeah, because I'm frozen. Sorry. All right. So advantage religion.
Yeah.
Losing my religion.
Okay. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see if you can deduce, having not seen this particular shrine, what we might expect.
That's perfect, Jay.
Name that movie.
I can't remember.
It's Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Yeah.
Horrible movie.
You don't like that
Who
movie?
said that?
Horrible
You
movie.
can go to.
Yeah, I don't really like Will Ferrell.
Oh my god.
Oh, we can't be friends anymore.
You know,
Yeah, you people are dead to me.
I saw Alfred the first time, and I actually didn't like it. I was kind of surprised.
Oh man, we watch that movie every year.
Elf is about the only one that I do like, and even then I'm kind of like, it's okay.
Let's see. Let's see.
Every time I see him, I think I shouldn't like him, but then I'd end up liking the movie and his acting.
Yeah. He always makes me laugh. It never
Yeah.
fails.
I think I'm above it, but I'm really not, is what I'm trying to say.
Hey, aren't we
Yeah.
shackled?
Huh?
Aren't we shackled?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing that up.
How are we gonna get unshackled? Do we? How come no
Actually,
one-
Oscar brought it up. I didn't bring it up.
Oh, okay.
I thought maybe I missed it when I was upstairs.
All right. Well, when he comes back, we're gonna ask him how we got unshackled.
So, Jay, I got a question for you. Whenever I shapeshift, can I choose which equipment actually merges with me and what doesn't?
Hit the spell so I can read it. I'm gonna do a quick check because that is you guys and your great questions that I never know the answers to.
Well, it's
That's a polite way to put it.
I'm bringing up
Stop
the,
asking all the damn questions.
No, I mean it's good. It's here's the thing. It's like after we keep playing D&D together over the next year or whatever, like I'm gonna be so much better at this. I mean, you guys gotta remember, I haven't played or DM'd since I was a teenager, so I'm learning.
I guess here's what it says. It says you choose whether your equipment falls to the ground in your space, merges into a new form, or is worn by it. Now, I guess I kind of taken that to mean that you choose, like, from a high level perspective, like you choose which of those types you want to use for your shapeshifting in general. But
Right.
whether or not you as a DM would allow me to choose, like, okay, I can, like, for example, shapeshift into something and not include the shackles.
Ooh, that's clever. I would say yeah. I would say you could drop the shackles during your shapeshift.
Okay.
Kind of like in Star Trek, Forgotten Frontier, Chris, number 5.
Huh?
Are you doing like the shape-shifting girl from Star Trek movie that sleeps with Kurt, and then the next day she's a giant man?
Oh, yeah,
The Final Frontier.
yeah, that one.
The Final Frontier, yeah, that one.
Or
Undiscovered
Country.
Oh yeah,
Undiscovered Country, yeah, that was it.
that's number 6, not 5.
Sorry, my bad.
Plenty.
Nerd fail. All right.
Who's counting? Remember, only the even-numbered Star Trek movies count, and 6 was a good one.
Yeah, that's true. It was good.
Right. So it's morning. You guys are seeing Asha for the first time. She's another priestess of Loth, and she's coming down the bridge with some additional guards. She says, all right, let's round them up for their morning chores. And they're coming to make their selections. All right, so we're going to do a d6. Oscar is 1, Shrump is 2, Tharniel is 3, Callan 4, Colin's 5. All right, Callan, you've been picked.
You're the chosen one.
All right. All right, they're also going to take Oscar.
Oh no, you've been chosen too.
They're taking Boopido.
Oh, Boku, not you. You shall not pass.
And
That Family Guy when he does that.
yes.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know. That makes
It's
me
funny anyway.
All right, and they've got Sarah. All right, and you guys today are doing. This is great. All right, so this is not typical chores. So hold on, let me move you guys here. All right. All right, so they bring you guys around the corner. So you guys will notice you pass, this would have been the door that Jorlan was talking about. Can you see those pings?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. Do it again.
You can't see it. You're not here.
Oh.
All right. So they bring you guys into sort of this gathering area. You note that the floor here is made of some sort of like, I don't know. It's get back in your cell, Shrump. I'll slap you into the next map. The flooring here appears to be made of some sort of almost like wood, almost like or maybe like corkboard would be a better description. It's really thick though, and it sort of spans from the cave wall out to the other stalactite tower. They bring you guys up around the corner, and you see a giant pile of rocks. And Asha raises her whip. She says, "Stack the rocks, slaves."
Okay.
Okay. So yeah.
All right, you guys spend seriously 3 hours stacking rocks, and then they just knock them over and have you stack them again while they laugh at you. And then they bring you guys back.
Do we, as we're doing this, I'm kind of keeping an eye out. Am I seeing any other giant spiders, or even the small spiders, just kind of wandering about?
All right, let me do a check here. Roll a d20, Chris. They took your shackles off when you get out here, Josh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Chris, you lucky bastard. You find another small spider.
I'm just trying to get a judge of whether or not it's common for spiders to be kind of wandering the caverns, whether
Yep.
they seem
Yep.
paying much attention to them or anything.
Yep, so you found one. Go ahead and roll a d20 as well, Josh.
Okay. D20. Oh,
Do we know? Do we feel drowsy or something? I mean, is that why we're at disadvantage for everything?
Yeah, it's still the poison. You guys do not
Okay.
feel like your normal selves.
Okay.
Yeah, so Josh, you just noticed another spider.
We need to ask Jorlan about that too.
All right. You don't have to take them or anything, but it's what you found. So,
I might as well take them, I guess.
okay. Chris, are you going to take yours with you? Try to hide it on your person?
Do I have to roll stealth or anything?
No. They're
Okay.
they like basically it's pretty easy to note when they're not paying attention to you.
Okay.
And just
No, I just leave mine. I'm more interested on what the how the drow are reacting to them more than anything.
Yeah, they don't even seem to notice. All right, you guys are brought back to the cell. Okay, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit by not moving the guards around every time. All right, so now they're gonna pick. Let's see. Night Breeze going out. Ah, and I actually rolled that. The drow formerly known as Tharniel. That's great. Okay, so we're gonna get Night Breeze and Shrump. That's weird. Siri on my phone thought I was talking to her. Like, I'm not talking to you.
Siri.
There's
Right.
always listening.
All right, so it's gonna be. There we go, and we'll do Jim Jar. Oops. All right, so it's Shushar, Jim Jar, Night Breeze, and Trump. They take you guys. Same thing. They don't actually have any chores for anyone to do, so you're just stacking rocks. Same thing. Asha raises her whip. Stack the
So
rocks.
wait, did we? So which door did we?
That
I
would
got
be
that too.
That okay.
that would be the door to the shrine.
Okay.
All right. She raises her whip. She says, "Stack the rocks, slaves."
Hey, when she raises her whip, I'm gonna charge her.
You should probably save some blood for the escape tomorrow.
Am I still telepathically linked with Trump right now?
No, you guys have to be within. He's not close enough to the spores. He's not with Shore. All right. Roll an attack.
But
So
I'm
as he's doing it, am I stacking rocks?
Yeah, that's up to you.
I'm stacking rocks. I'm gonna grab one and see if I can chuck it at whoever he's attacking.
Okay.
We've got someone who's about to let us out.
Well, we'll see.
Roll it, Shrump.
All right. And then my second attack. Hold on. That hits.
Yep, you're gonna hit her.
Man, I would have critted otherwise.
You doing 2 attacks? I didn't see the second one.
Yeah, I'm doing the other one. I was just looking at the first one.
All right. Your second
And then,
one's.
I'm going to use Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
And she's going to have to save versus. Hold on, where is it? She's going to have to save versus being knocked prone.
Okay, what does she have to roll? It's a DC. It's 15. No, wait.
It's 14.
And it's a dex or strength?
Dex.
Okay. All right, let me see. Okay, so you are going to knock her down. And you're also going to do 13 points of damage to her. So hold on, let me subtract that out.
You know, and I look right at her and be like, men have rights too.
All right. So I'm going to communicate. So this is a surprise attack because they're somewhat complacent. They're cocky. She never would have expected you to do that, and you're pretty fast. So you managed to just charge straight into her face. You connect with 2 hits, and you knock her on her ass. The next thing you know, you're shot with a crossbow bolt. So roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, and I know Night Breeze is going to do something. If it was a surprise round, Jay, shouldn't I have got a save versus the crossbow bolt for initiative?
Well, I mean, it's their turn now. What do you mean?
Well, because it was a surprise attack, I got a free attack, and now shouldn't we roll for initiative?
What? Sorry, Neil. Maybe I phrased that incorrectly. I mean, it's not.
So they responded. They were on guard, but they just weren't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they weren't like not even looking at you. They just, you surprised them in the sense that they didn't think you'd have the balls to do that. All right. So Shrump is unconscious, and you guys, they drag you guys in the cell. You see 4 guards drag Shrump back in and drop him on the floor unconscious.
Oh, that Shrum.
Night Breeze, did you want to? Did you want to do anything?
No, when I see him go down, I take the rock and I just smash it into the others.
Okay, good. All right, so at this, a little bit of more time, like the 3 hours goes by, and then the rest of them come back to outside the cave, and here's what transpires. All right, so there are these guys set up. Okay. So they put Night Breeze, they put you and Shushar back inside, and then let's do this. They bring a host of who's laughing and why.
Tharneel's making stupid knock-knock jokes.
I don't see them.
No, they were whispered.
I was trying not to bother the entire team with me.
All right. So they come back, and Asha, you notice that when the group is coming back to the cave, there a host of Quaggoths come from the north, which you've deduced at this point is where their pen is. Several other guards join in as well, and Asha grabs the deep gnome Jimjar by the back of his scruffy clothes as they're going down the bridge towards the pen. And she said, apparently there are some here who don't understand the gravity of their situation. I would like to demonstrate for you what your future holds if you continue to lash out in the way that the half-orc feels is necessary. This surprises all of you because Dark Elf women are not very big, but they are quite strong physically. Whether it's, from magically imbued from the fact that she's a priestess or what have you, it surprises you, but she effortlessly, she basically just knocks the Jimjar, the gnome, in the back of the head with the hard pommel of her whip, and heaves him in one fell swoop with one arm, just heaves him over the edge, and he just topples down into the webs below. You notice 2 or 3 large spiders. Seeing this, they come from the shadows up above. You couldn't see them before. Descend down the stalagmite or stalactite out of your field of vision, you assume, to enjoy the meal.
Good job, Shrum.
I'm kind of real mad right now. I don't know what to say.
I'm surprised she didn't toss Shrum over the
I
edge.
know. That was some DM discretion there. For all that talk about being a hard ass.
Hey, no. This is by the book. This is actually not DM discretion. Drow are not typically going to punish the person directly who did the thing. They will punish others first, at least, to see if the point gets across.
Well, it'd make more sense for her want to keep a half-orc around rather than a...
Exactly. You're like Shrump could do a lot more hard labor than that gnome ever could. All right.
So the lesson is, guys, don't be fucking lazy. And if you're the one causing problems, you don't get punished. This is awesome. You'll all be acting out.
All right.
Don't think that's quite how it works, but...
No, I don't say any of that. I actually, Shrump would be, at this point, pretty devastated and, just slumped to the ground.
Yeah, it's true.
Then they take Eldeth, Tharneal, Ront, and Targor out.
Trump, I messaged you.
All right. Same thing. She cracks the whip. Stack rocks, slaves. Ront grumbles. To who? Oh, you're asking Tharniel. All right, so Tharniel, you stacking rocks?
I'm stacking rocks.
Okay.
I'm looking around for stuff. Can I do
Okay.
a perception check?
You do a roll. Roll a d20.
Okay.
Night Breeze, you can roll a d20 too. Deke doesn't get to since he basically, So Matt, you actually found and managed to stuff in your garment a 5-foot long strand of silken rope. Night Breeze found another iron bar.
Sweet.
This must be like old concrete with rebar in it.
All right. That's it for the chores for today.
I'm gonna give the lead pipe to Oscar.
Okay. So these are improvised weapons, guys. So you go look in your player's handbook and add this as an item you have that you can actually use as an attack.
So,
Let me write down, or let me tell you the damage it would do. Let's see. Oh, so it basically just do this, guys. Just in your character sheet, put it in edit mode, go under your weapons section, click add to add a new one, and then over in the right-hand column where the chat window is, click on the compendium and do a search for, do a search for club. So that's both Josh and Colin, and then you can just drag the club into that slot you just created on your character sheet, and just rename it Rusted Iron Bar. And then Matt, you would do the same thing, only search for dagger.
Yeah.
So those are weapons you guys have. Oh, and Chris, yours would be, I think I would also do dagger, and then I'll take care of the poison piece for you. So at this point, everyone has some form of weapon, so that's good.
so did we ever figure out what we're gonna do about our shackles when he leaves the door unlocked?
Nope. And it's nighttime now. It's almost time for them to bring your dinner.
Yeah, I meditate for 30 minutes and I heal myself.
Okay.
Are you gonna heal your heart?
You'll never be the same.
Let's see, damage, attack.
Woot. So Jay, can I be above 10 hit points right now?
No. Not yet.
So is it wrong that I have 31 hit points?
You have 31 hit points, but if you click on your character on the map, you only have 14. Those are your temporary hit
okay,
points.
cool.
Yep.
Okay. 14, I see. So I was supposed to take 2 from there, huh?
Yeah, that's okay. You'd have them healed back by this point, so.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
All right. So it's almost evening. Any conversations you guys want to have before dinner?
One technical thing. I can't figure out how to add my crowbar again. I'm sorry.
So put your sheet in edit mode. Go down to where your weapons section is and click the add button to add a new one.
Weapons, add.
So mine keeps, when I do it, it keeps giving me a +4.
That's because of your abilities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that when you drag that over, it's just going to give you the base stats for the item, but you have, your proficiency bonuses or whatever also need to be factored in.
Sweet.
Okay, so Josh, did you add a blank space?
Oh, I guess I was adding ammo. Damn it. Add. Okay. Yes.
Okay, now go over to the right-hand column and hover over the compendium button. It looks like a circle with an italicized I inside it.
The right-hand column.
Over, not on your sheet, like over in the browser, completely over in the right, where the chat window is.
I deleted my longbow though.
Oh, that shouldn't have happened.
It's all right. I'll find it.
Where did my chat window go? Why is there no chat window all of a sudden? Here, I think I have to reload. Something screwy is
Okay.
going on.
Gotta change up the music. This is appropriate.
There it is. Okay. And then
Yeah, you can Nightbreeze, you can basically re-add your longbow the same way.
Yeah, I did.
And just uncheck it as not being carried for now. So you
Okay.
don't have the weight. Okay, anything you guys want to do before dinner?
Gosh, our biggest problem is getting these shackles off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if dinner's gonna. Does anyone know how to pick locks on the shackles? We could maybe get a bone from dinner to help with picking locks. I don't know.
Well, I would think that our guy coming back, Jorlan, he could let us out. And 2, we should ask if he's got some sort of antidote to this poison.
Okay. Because he only agreed to leave the door open. He didn't say anything about shackles, but it seems safe to assume, right?
I mean, we'll ask when he comes.
Yeah. Otherwise, he'll be leaving the door open for no reason. Okay, yeah. I guess there's not anything I could think of, you guys.
You guys could try to get out of them. You haven't even tried.
That's true. I have a crowbar or a bar.
Well, and this is not me cheating. This, you guys would know this. I mean, there are 2 ways, essentially 3 ways you could get out of them. You could break them through sheer strength. You could basically wiggle your hands, your wrist. Like if you're super dexterous, you might be able to wiggle out of them. Or if you can find something, you could try to use an improvised lockpick.
Would the string, is the spider string like uber strong?
Yeah.
Could I use that to break one of the links?
How would you do that?
You wrap your hands around the spider string, you pull it over the chain link. So it's like, because if you could use it as a garrote.
Well,
right?
you technically, yeah, but I would still say you'd have to do a strength check. And I'd say you could do it at advantage since you're using leverage. Like that. But it's still, there would still be strength involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I? Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm understanding how you're doing it.
Well, no, you can use it like a knife, right? Because it would cut through it.
I'm confused. You're gonna use the rope like a knife to cut through the shackles?
Like no, what that's called is it a garrote or a cutlass?
Yeah, this is news to me. I don't know what this is.
Hang on.
You look it up. All right, so
So do we have our spells back or no? After all those rests?
I don't know. I mean, your abilities would be recharged, yes. But whether or not you can use them.
But not like the spells, like we have 0 of 3.
Yeah, those should all be full now.
Well, those should be full now?
Yep, you can fill them back up.
Cool. I don't think I have 20 lay of hands, though. That's gotta be.
It's 20 hit points, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
you're level,
okay,
you're
okay.
level
That's
4.
Right. Sorry. It's been a while.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so the Quaggoths are coming.
Jay, did you see the link I put in?
Oh, there we go. I had to scroll down.
Matt's got some Ranger Rick stuff going on here.
MacGyver.
MacGyver.
Let's see.
That's the basic theory for what I'm doing.
So you take
I see. Okay. You. Oh, I love it. You and Deke asked the same exact question. Deke being a half orc, like you both inadvertently ask it in character. Deke's a half orc and is like, "Can I use the silken thread to strangle someone?" You, being a noble-born dark elf, are like, "Can I use the silken rope to fashion a garrote so that I can?" It's like, oh my god.
Good though.
That's amazing. Okay, so the two quagouts come. They deliver your dinner. Just slide it under there and leave. Oscar, to note, there are some small shards of bone and some meat scraps, so you could try that as a lockpick.
Cool. Okay. Let's try lockpicking. So I need to do, what is that?
You're gonna do basically a DC 20 Dex check. So do a Dex check at disadvantage.
Dex. Dexterity.
Let's see. That's a dexterity save.
Oh, sorry. Why am I not seeing dexterity? Oh, we're the big one.
The big one on the left.
All right. I'm still seeing your first one. Oh, there it is. Okay. So you're not able to get it open.
No.
You can pass it around. Everybody can try.
There's
You
a
can also
bone,
try
guys.
You can also just try to break them, Josh. You are pretty strong.
Can I get my rusty bar out and try to break it?
You can just try to brute strength.
Let's brute strength it then.
Yeah. Okay. Damn.
Boy, that really takes a lot off that disadvantage.
Oh.
Okay. Nightbreeze is able to get his shackles off.
Okay, I'm gonna do a. Can I try the bone?
Yeah. Everyone can do a strength check, and you can actually do a dex check at disadvantage. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. So Nightbreeze is good. Let me do Oscar first. Okay, so Oscar, you tried dex, you couldn't get out. Your strength check should not have been at disadvantage, so turn off disadvantage.
Strength.
And then do your strength check.
Oh, I see. Okay, there's disadvantage. That green one.
Red is disadvantage.
Yeah, just put it on.
Normal.
Normal. Yeah. And your strength check.
Okay.
Okay, you can't get out.
No.
So basically, here's what each of you can try. You can each try a strength check, you can each try a dex check, and you can also try a dex check at disadvantage. So you have three ways to try to get out, each of you. So
Okay, so I lost the dex check at disadvantage. I got a 17 at disadvantage on the strength.
so turn off disadvantage, roll that again.
All right, does a 17 get it even with the disadvantage?
No. You have to get a 20.
A 20?
And then I need to do a dex check, right?
Yes, and this one
At a disadvantage?
not at disadvantage because you already did the one at disadvantage. Okay. Shrump can't get out. Okay, Oscar can't get out. Nightbreeze got out. Tharniel did a regular dex check. It looks like at advantage. So you need to just put it on normal.
That shouldn't count.
Yeah, that's fine. Just put it on normal and do a dex check.
All right, hang on. What about my garrote idea?
How does that help you get out of the man?
I'm gonna use it to cut through. If it can cut through the bone of a person.
No, it's not gonna. You
Take
can
you
use
hours.
Yeah. I don't think. No, it's not gonna work like that. Okay. I love your ingenuity though. Okay, dex check. All right, fail. Oh, you're at disadvantage now.
No, I am not. It's my sheet. Hang on.
My sheet.
Try again.
Okay, well that one will just count as trying to use the tools to get out.
Okay. Look at those dex checks.
Damn. All right, well try a strength check. If you Hulk out and get out when Shrump and Oscar couldn't. That's what I yeah. You're like yeah, man. My wrists. All right, Callahan.
It's like some scary music going on here.
Sorry, I was only about half paying attention. I was going over spells. Everyone's trying to get out of their shackles, right?
Yep. You can basically do a strength check, a dex check, and a dex check at disadvantage. You're basically trying to break them, slip out, or pick the lock.
Okay. Not too worried, except when I can always shapeshift, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah, Chris is like, all I gotta do is walk outside the gate.
You said dex check, okay, strength check, right?
Yep, you can try that first.
That.
Okay, now try a dex check.
Oh, that was.
Okay, do you have disadvantage on, Chris?
How do you tell?
Yeah.
The red dot.
So turn that off. It's in the top right corner of your sheet. Just put it on normal.
Top right hand corner of my sheet.
It's like highlighted in green at disadvantage right now.
I'm having trouble finding that. Oh, okay, there we go. Ah, I see.
So now try one more dex check. Okay. And you, for grins, try one more strength check because your disadvantage was on that too. All right. So basically Legolas managed to get out.
So, since I was able to successfully use the tool, can I then maybe go around and use it not at disadvantage to free the others?
Yeah, I'll let you try that.
Like
I never tried to
out.
wiggle out. That's
I
my
figured out
attempt
how to-
at wiggling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again.
I never tried to wiggle out.
Yeah, try to wiggle out, Oscar.
That was my attempt at wiggling.
So close.
Oh, damn. I thought so too. That's pretty good.
Just a little bit.
It's those dwarven ham hands.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try and free Shrump.
Okay.
Oscar.
Ooh, Oscar's out.
Yeah.
Callan.
Oh, so close.
Therniel.
All right, so Oscar and Nightbreeze are free. You might as well, you know what, here, let me see. I'll do some rolls for the other guys.
Can I take my bar and try to break someone out with my bar?
Yeah. Just don't hurt
It's
me.
gonna make a lot of noise.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
I gotta stop giving you guys help. See, I want you guys to live. I gotta stop doing that. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna roll for Eldeth. Okay, Eldeth manages to break her shackles, so she's out. Darindel. Ooh, damn. He also is able to break his free. Boopido is gonna do Dex. No. Strength. No. And he's gonna try the lockpick. No. Someone's gonna have to break Boopido out. He can't get out.
We can all try again with the lockpick, right? It's not like we lose the pick.
Well, so
Or
I
no?
may be taking some liberties letting you guys use them on other people multiple times. Because I'm pretty sure you're only supposed to be able to try once per day.
Oh, okay.
But let me see. So Boopido can't get out. Topsy manages to wiggle out of hers. So does Turvy, which makes sense because they are tiny. And Shushar, he's able to slip out of his. I know, Deke. We're gonna wrap up in 30 minutes. All right, so Sarah. Okay, so really at this point, we're just gonna pretend Olana's not here for the sake of argument, because that's gonna make it a little easier for me. And because we're running out of time and it's getting late, I'm just gonna say that you guys managed to get everybody's shackles off. Just
Cool.
that's good. Okay.
That doesn't seem fair. I want some more dex rolls.
All right. Okay, so you guys going to sleep?
I would assume so. You guys have any other ideas? We got the shackles off.
Wait, why do we? Oh, so basically, before they come get us for chores, we can sleep with our shackles off because he's gonna unlock the door, and right before they come get us, the patrols will be gone. That's when we're gonna break out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
So are we gonna make a run for the priest
stuff.
and get our gear?
Yes.
Okay. I'm preparing a couple of spells that might help at least slow them down if we get chased any. I've got Spike Growth and Fog Cloud both that would be able to hopefully buy us some time if need be.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll run to the bathroom real quick, guys. Be right back.
Yep.
It's cool music, by the way.
Oh man, there's such good music on here now. Like I was bummed out when they removed a lot of the music I was using before, but I found so many good tracks the other night when I was prepping for this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think you should try harder. Hey Jay,
Yeah.
don't worry. This dungeon will light up a lot more. Don't worry about the contrast.
You're a bastard.
It was pretty funny though. I think Chris was like, "Oh man," I was like, because me and you knew what was happening.
Yeah.
It was good though.
I'm ready for it to come out like proper so I can buy it.
Jay downloaded a bootleg version of Doctor Strange, and it looked like a 1999 VHS copy of
It's very accurate, really. It's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, I had one once where a dude's head was in the way most of the time. Like he was literally holding it, like sitting in the movie theater.
All right, I'm moving over to the couch, guys. I'm still here though.
Gallon's back.
Turn the heat on.
All right. It is. Hold on. Forgot my waterfall ambiance.
Don't go chasing water.
I forgot that song ever existed.
All
I
right.
never understood that because the waterfall doesn't move, so how do you chase it?
It's true. I never thought of that.
Okay. It is morning. And the guards that were stationed outside have just left their post. And you all see Jorlan coming down the bridge. All right?
Darn, I'll ask him if he's got any antidote for the poison.
So you ask him, Darniel.
If it isn't my good friend Lorlan.
He's gonna punch you when we leave.
I'm just kidding,
He's
Lorlan.
gonna open the gate and then just give you an elbow in the throat.
Lorlan, my friends and I were feeling a little hazy. Do you happen to have an antidote to whatever poison this is?
He said, might I remind you that my goal here is to shame Mistress Ilvara, not save your life. He said, I'm opening the gate, but in short, there is no antidote. You should know that. It just needs to run its course.
What's the course?
Can be days, weeks, depending on your constitution.
Yeah, you got a triple dose.
Well, technically, that first time he got knocked out, it was just a punch to the face and then a boot to the face after 2 whips to the face. And at that, Jorlan, what's that?
So luckily, I don't have to be pretty.
No. So he raises his eyebrows, looks over the group of you, and casually unlocks the gate. And without a word, just turns and walks up the northern path to the right.
Okay.
All right.
May the Loth be with you.
All right. So here you go, guys. The gate is open. Your shackles are off. You have some improvised weapons. It's early morning. Shrump, I'm going to start taking movements as real movements. All right?
Okay.
You better tell me what you're doing.
All right, so let's go get our weapons. We have to go through the armory to get our weapons, don't we?
Should we be stealthy
pretty
about it?
Now we have to go through the shrine, the barracks, and then the shrine.
There's the
barracks.
barracks or the guard tower, which is immediately at the top of the bridge. And then there's also the shrine. So
Well, it's morning, so they shouldn't be in the barracks.
When we're in the barracks, let's not just run through there. Let's check real quick to see if there's any weapons, any other weapons.
All right, let's do this.
All right. Hey Jay, how do you want to handle stealth?
so everybody, I want you to position yourselves just inside the gate. So you haven't left the gate yet. Get yourselves inside and put yourselves in the order you're going to leave in to the best of your ability. I mean, talk amongst
I
yourselves.
think people with weapons should lead.
I have a weapon.
I have a weapon.
A weapon.
I have a weapon.
Everybody has a weapon.
I think Callan should hold on to that dart
Got it.
just in case.
We could let the other guys, go first. The ones that we don't know that are NPCs.
Yeah, you guys go.
I don't trust him. Make him follow.
We'll keep Eldith back though. She's kind of hot.
All right, I'll go first.
Okay. So the way stealth is going to work, and this is kind of the house rule I've come up with, is stealth is a free action on, or a bonus action if you want while you're moving. So you could still attack or, whatever if you need to. And basically the stealth will take effect from where you are when you roll it through where you stop. And then you have to re-roll for your next turn.
Advantage or disadvantage?
You guys are no longer at... So basically only your attacks are at disadvantage. Everything else should be fine at this point. So that's part of the poison wearing off.
Ooh, that's good.
So you can just basically take disadvantage off, and then if you need to attack, you need to turn it on before you attack.
Are we doing initiative now, or are we
No,
just kind of?
no.
Okay. Go ahead and move, Shrimp, wherever you want to go.
Okay, so you did a great stealth check. Nightbreed's good stealth. Oscar, not so much.
As per usual.
And I'm still helping you guys, but you might just wait and see how the stealth goes for each individual person, and let them do their move and let them find what they find before you guys subsequently roll. That way you know if you need it or not.
All right, so Jay, I'm listening at this door. What do I hear?
Okay, do a perception check.
Didn't you heal yourself, Shrimp?
Yeah.
Fix your hit points, man.
You're gonna need those points. You never know when there's a whip you're gonna have to grab.
I know. I think he grabbed you by the whip. That's the one. There we go.
Whipping
Okay,
good.
perception. Let's see, passive. Hold on. I have to see what their passive persist 12. Okay. Okay, so you do hear some voices coming from within inside. The door is slightly ajar.
Bum rush.
How many voices do I have to make out, Jay?
You pick out 3 distinct voices.
I look behind me. I hold up, point to my ear, hold up the number 3, and point behind me at the door without
I
talking.
telepathically go, 3 what, guys? Do we still have telepathy?
Yeah, you still have telepathy.
I thought we weren't close enough.
Yeah, Stool is with you guys.
All right, so I relay back the information to the entire group. I
Okay.
said there's only 3 of them we can take, and there's like 15 of us.
I've got my bar.
I think Targor should lead.
What's that? You think I should leave?
Targor.
No, not
He's wanting to kill the...
Oh yeah.
I'm just,
Give him a red shirt.
I think Ron should leave. He seems to really dislike these guys.
Okay. I have 2 attacks? I have 3 attacks this round, guys. Do you want me to charge in or not?
Let me get back behind you so I can go in swiftly as
Okay.
well.
Okay, I'll hold the rest of my hand.
Let's all get into attack position
Okay.
so I can run in, run out.
Right, but you need me quiet in case they hear us.
So it's worth noting too, guys, that there are 2 drow guards positioned north of you. You see them when they come out. They're not looking at you. They're looking to the north. They're guarding the northern pass.
Shit, they're gonna hear that. We gotta take the drow guards out first.
Oh, just go in.
No,
Well, if we sneak in there quick, then
You don't want to get featured attack like we did at the gate or at the council.
Okay.
oh,
As you guys are standing on the bridge, hold on.
uh-oh.
No, this is not necessarily bad. Don't always assume the worst, Josh.
He touched the book, guys. He touched the book. Not good. And
Okay.
oh, and the music changed.
yeah, don't worry. It's good, guys. And it's like,
We're dead.
No, hear me out. All right. You guys step onto the wooden bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Shrump has just confirmed that there are 3 drow within the barracks in front of you, and you notice 2 to the north. When suddenly you all hear a horrible, droning, buzzing sound echoing through the cavern, followed by inhumane shrieking. Alarm horns sound as 4 Chasm demons pursue a pair of rock demons into the cavern from the northern passage. The demons swoop and buzz around, initially ignoring all the other creatures below them, both groups savagely assaulting each other. So to give you an idea what these look like, Chasm demons look like gigantic fly/mosquito hybrids. And rock demons look like, they kind of look like a humanoid bird thing with massive wings and huge talons. Let me see, I need to check, and you guys are gonna have to roll. Hold on, let me look at the Brock demon, because their shriek is the one you've heard, and it can have negative consequences for everyone.
What's the other demon called?
Chasm demon.
Chasm?
It's spelled chase me, basically, or chas me. Okay, so Vrock.
it's French for victory.
Okay, 64.
Actually, there's no word for victory.
Okay, guys. Everyone roll a Constitution saving throw. Okay. Shit. Night Breeze and Oscar are fine. The rest of you fall to your knees in terror. Alright. Let me roll, hold on. Oh, perfect. Okay, the 2 drow to the north, Night Breeze and Oscar, you guys notice that the 2 drow to the north are the same. They fall into their knees in terror. They've got their hands above their heads, and they're screaming, "No, no!"
Okay. Oh, shoot. We can't really attack in there with these guys in terror.
You hear alarm bells going off to the west of you. And Night Breeze, roll a perception check since you're still up, and Oscar, do the same. Okay, excellent rolls, both of you. You can easily hear the 3 guards that were inside run out, and then you see them each run across the bridge to the west of you, heading west. They do not notice you. They're keenly focused on defending the outpost from the demons.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
Oscar, let's go in there and see what we can find real quick. See if there's any
Yeah.
other weapons.
Maybe we can drag Shrump and Tharnell in with us so they can stop
Oh, that's a
hearing.
good idea.
All right, let's drag them in.
All right, here, I'm gonna move Oscar inside. All right, I'm gonna move Night Breeze inside. And then let's do okay, Oscar's stronger. So Oscar, do a strength check, and Nightbreeze, you can use the help action. Okay, you guys, you drag Shrimp inside. I'll use that roll for everybody. You guys managed to get the rest of your group inside. Let me do a quick roll for your fellow companions. Okay. Alright. Ront is paralyzed with fear. Eldeth is paralyzed with fear. Bupido runs through the door behind you.
Lupido.
Yeah, little beard.
Sereth is paralyzed with fear. Targor is paralyzed with fear. Darendel is paralyzed with fear.
Damn.
Turby runs inside. Topsy runs inside. All the little dudes made it. Well, deep gnomes are pretty fucking hardy, so that's pretty great. Oh, and here comes Stool. All right. What's that?
Stool doesn't have ears, so he's mute.
He can. Well, yeah, that's actually a good point. He may not have yours.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what do you guys do? A new round.
So I want to rifle through this room real quick, see if there's any other weapons we can find.
Can I like? Am I still afraid since we're inside?
So it's a new round. So you all have your movement back.
Can I do it? Get rid of my fear thingy?
Yeah. Everybody get rid of fear. He had it. Okay, so here's what you find in the guard tower: 6 chain shirts, 6 suits of studded leather armor, 6 shields, and 6 hand crossbows. So I'm just going to read it off, and then you guys just listen for what you want and tell me what you're going to pick up. 20 cases of hand crossbow bolts.
Wow.
6 short swords, 10 daggers. 6 bags of caltrops. 4 100-foot-long strands of rope. 2 building hammers, not suitable as weapons. And 2 bags of iron spikes.
Iron spikes. That's a lot of stuff.
I'll take one of the bags of caltrop, one of the short swords, 2 of the daggers.
Okay, hold on.
Wait. You gotta make sure there's enough weapons for everybody.
No, I think here's the thing. There's enough weapons, at least for you guys immediately, and the people who made it in the room with you. So, we'll deal with the rest. Okay, so here we go. D. So, you know what? Everyone roll initiative. We'll loot in initiative order. That's fair.
That's weird, yeah.
I don't like that idea.
Talk fast.
Oh, mine won't roll.
You gotta click. Oh wait, I did mine.
Oh, I gotta click my guy, huh? Sorry. I always forget that.
Whoa, Callan with the.
You know what? Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Try again.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, why do we have to try again?
Because there was the thing was jacked up. And I'm gonna roll initiative for the rest of the group. They're at a 3.
Roll again.
Stool is gonna represent the rest of the group.
Can Stool carry any weapons?
No, but he's gonna just represent them.
Oh, yeah.
Represents, yeah.
Yeah, Chris, you need to still roll. Sorry, man. Alright, there we go. Let me put everybody in the right order. Alright, Tharniel, you get to loot first.
Okay, how are iron spikes used?
Iron spikes would be used for repelling. You could take the hammers and the spikes, you could fashion them into the wall, and then you could repel with the rope.
Oh. We'll need that.
I'll take one of the crossbows.
Okay? Now, guys, you're going to have to help me out here on this. You need to, as we just did earlier with the other weapons, you need to drag and drop these into your sheet so that you can note you have them.
Right.
So it's probably good we did that practice round. Okay, so you grab a crossbow.
Okay, and then how many bolts are there?
There are 20 cases. Each case has 20 bolts.
Okay. So I'll take a case.
Okay.
that.
Right?
How many melee are there?
There are 6 short swords, 10 daggers. Let's see.
And the dagger, is that dagger better than the one that I have?
It would be equivalent.
Okay, so I'll just be good with the crossbow.
Okay, and then
And
armor.
what one's? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Armor, there is studded leather and chain shirts.
I'll take the studded leather armor.
Okay.
And then one set of caltrops.
Okay. So let me just note. Sorry.
And
So
where
you
do-
got a crossbow,
Where do I put my leather?
bolts. Deke, can you walk him through that while I write this down?
Okay, so put your character sheet in edit mode.
Yep.
Click on the wall. Then over on the chat bar up in the top, see that thing that it looks like an eye?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm that far. Where do I drag it into?
You want to drag it into equipment. So you
You
need
just
to
drag it right. Blank. It's got to be a blank equipment supply.
Yeah, just like with the weapon, hit add under your equipment. Should be underneath where you have your blank spot for your old armor.
Just dump it into none.
All right.
Okay, so you
Where's the armor at on the sheet? Sorry, guys.
Middle.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
So you took a crossbow, bolts, caltrops, and studded leather, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep going. Let me know if you need help doubling back, getting that stuff in there. Chris, what are you looting? Let me know if you want me to reread it.
I'm just gonna take some studded leather armor and a short sword.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Oscar,
Did you say there was chainmail or no?
there are chain shirts, shields.
Oh, okay. I'll take a shield, a chain shirt, and I'm torn between a crossbow and a short sword.
Take both.
I'll take both.
Yeah, got you a crossbow, 20 bolts, and short sword. So you guys, after you get your stuff, work on dragging it into your sheet. All right, Night Breeze, what are you taking?
Yeah, I want a crossbow. I want 2 cases of the bolts
Okay.
and a short sword.
Might as well get 4 cases. Let's be honest here. You're gonna need them. And there's like 20 cases.
Can I carry that many?
There is also there's also a pile of discarded packs, like backpacks. So you could
Okay.
stuff one full of extra bolts if you wanted.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Anyone else who wants to grab a backpack, go ahead.
All right, I'm grabbing.
I'm just gonna assume everyone wants a backpack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So how many cases did you end up getting?
so I ended up getting 6.
How do I represent bolts?
Just manually keep track of it for now. We'll worry about that later. If you've got a piece of paper, just write down, and if you use one, just note it. All right, so for you, I got crossbow, 6 cases of bolts, a short sword, a backpack, and did you want to grab some armor?
I do. Do I take something about my background? I get. I'm trying to remember. I have scale mail currently. Would studded leather be similar to scale mail?
I think yes. I mean, the AC is pretty close. I think it's
Okay.
maybe just one.
I just didn't know if because there's some armor I can't use some of my stuff if I'm using like heavy armor. I just didn't know if that was heavy armor.
Yeah. I don't think studded. Gosh, I don't think because it's the metal. I think is the problem.
Okay.
And I don't remember. Studs might cause a problem. Let me check. Let's see.
I mean, you're playing with 5 studs. I mean, are you having a problem?
I'm doing a quick Google search here. Chris, you grabbed one, didn't you?
Grab what?
Studded leather.
Yeah.
Let's see. Because of the mental focus and precise gestures required for spellcasting, you must be proficient with the armor you're wearing to cast a spell. You're otherwise too distracted. So as long as you're proficient with studded leather, which is medium leather.
Yeah, let me see.
So you check that. Shrump, what do you take?
Yes, so I'm proficient. I'm proficient with light and medium.
Okay, you're good then.
Okay.
Read me the list, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries, man. It was a long list. Okay, there are 5 chain shirts left, 4 suits of studded leather, 5 shields. There are, let's see, and these are, guys, I should tell you these, make sure you pick hand crossbow. That's the type of crossbow they are. It does make a difference when you're putting it in your sheet. Let's see, so we got 1, 2, who all took crossbows?
I did.
Me.
Okay, so 2 people. So there's 6 crossbows left. No, Darniel, you took one too, didn't you?
Yeah, I took
Okay.
one. I'm gonna actually take 2 cases of bolts.
Okay, mark it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there are 6 short swords, 5 short swords, 10 daggers, and 5 bags of caltrops. There's 400 feet of silken rope.
Hold on. Okay, bag of caltrops.
You're taking 1 bag of caltrops?
No. I got a lot more stuff. I'm trying to put that in.
No, I was just making sure I heard what you said. I didn't
Yeah.
assume that was all you wanted.
Okay, so what I got so far is 1 of the short swords, 2 of the daggers, a bag of the caltrops, a backpack. I don't want any of the armor. I want silken rope.
Okay, they come in 100-foot coils.
Okay, I'll take 100-foot coil.
Okay.
Oh, hold on a second. It messed up. So. Okay. I'll take a bag of spikes.
Okay. There's 10 spikes in there.
Okay. I'll take 1 of the dolly hammers.
Okay.
Alright, what else was there?
There were chain shirts, studded leather, shields, hand crossbows, bolts.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, so it's the group's turn. Boopido is grabbing a hand crossbow. He's getting 20 bolts. He's grabbing 2 daggers. Okay. Topsy is grabbing a short sword, a dagger, rope, hammer, spikes. Turby.
Wh-
You have a question?
Yeah, sorry. Where do I put items at?
I'll let someone else answer that.
You scroll all the way down. There's more stuff, like past all your spells.
I have appearance, features.
You have armor, and then there should be equipment after armor.
Oh, equipment. There we go.
Okay, Topsy and Turby, you've got theirs. And let's see, Boopido and Stool can't carry anything. Okay, so.
Is Stool small enough where I could carry him?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Alright, I'm picking him up
Okay.
since I was the one that took all the beatings for him. Well, I was trying to do anyway. And I always put him on my shoulder.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Shrunk, you now control Stool.
Okay.
Okay? So, and I'll just put him next to you. You can move him when you move you. All right,
Okay.
so you guys all looted the room. You can still move this round.
Let me just make sure I got everything.
I'll go first. I'm going to go out the door that they ran out of. Right there.
Okay? I'm going to move you outside.
Okay.
right. Actually, here, let me move the doors. I'll just get them out of the way so everyone can see. Let's go to dynamic lighting.
All right.
Are you counting your movements, dude?
Yeah, I got 40 movements.
Okay.
I go right there, and I'm gonna listen at the door.
Oh, and by the way, you literally have to carry stool. He can only move 10 feet around.
Okay. I just put him on my shoulder.
Okay. So for now, I'll just basically move your 2 tokens as a group.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna let the rest of you move too. Be sure to let me know if you're doing stealth checks or anything.
I'm sorry. I meant to say that, but it doesn't matter. I'm working on it.
Wait a minute, which way are we
I'm-
going down? To the
I'm just gonna
left?
get a bolt ready.
Jay, I gotta call it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm thin here. I mean,
Are we pausing here?
Well, we'll just have to schedule another night to finish up. I mean, it's totally fine with me, guys. I'm not bummed out at all. I'm sorry that it takes so long to get through.
We're not mad at all, man. We played for
Oh,
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Tonight was a good night.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's just hear.
Stop now and not rush it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So here's what we'll do. So Deke, I'm gonna move you and Stool back to the door.
That'll work. Because I would have gone stealthily, not making stupid mistakes.
So what we'll do. So here's how we'll finish up. We need at least we should be able to do it in one, because basically the first chapter of this campaign is escaping Velkynvelve, and you guys are doing that now. And there was a lot of build up because you had to meet the characters and figure out how you were going to do it, which I hope you guys had half as much fun with that as I did, because that was brilliant to watch. So we'll do one more night. I'll put some on the calendar sooner rather than later, to finish up the escape. And then I'll work on fleshing out the rest of this campaign. And I think, Deke, are you still cool with running your campaign for a bit?
Yeah, I have enough material to get him to level 20. So
Okay.
we'll just go as long as you guys want to go until we want to switch back.
Yeah. So I think what we'll do is I'll let you guys know as soon as I feel like my campaign is to a point where we could switch, and then I'll just let you guys pick. Like, if we're digging what we're doing in Deke's campaign and we don't want to switch, like, I don't care when we come back to this. We can, take as long as we want. It's up to you guys.
Night breeze must live.
Yeah.